What's going on, guys? Today's podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. And if you go to manscaped.com/RBP, you can get 20% off and free shipping on their new beard kit that I'm going to show you. Check this out. So you get all this cool stuff in the beard kit. I'm going to show you each piece one by one. First of all, the most important part is you get the beard trimmer itself. Now, the cool thing is you don't get a ton of these attachments like with every other beard trimmer. You lose half of them. This one, you can set the beard trimmer length with this dial. So you just have the one guard to worry about, which is beautiful because I always lose these. So that's the first thing. Second thing is you get the beard conditioner, you get beard balm, you get a beard brush. Wonderful. And you get, let's see, beard oil. And the last thing is the beard shampoo. So you get all this. I'm going to show you on the website. If you go to the website, manscaped.com/RBP, you can go to new beard kit, click on that. It'll show you exactly what you get. You get the scissors, you get the brush, you get all this stuff in the beard kit for $139, but you save 20% plus you get free shipping. So make sure you go to manscaped.com/RBP or use code RBP at checkout to get the discount plus the free shipping. Guys, you won't regret it. This beard trimmer with the dial on here, so you don't have all the attachments. The only thing I've ever collected in my life was hockey cards. So I'm like, now I want to collect motorcycles. I know that sounds really stupid, but I'm jealous. Like when you see like Jay Leno and he's got like this $1 billion fucking car, motorcycle, tank, whatever collection. I'm like, it'd be cool to have like 4 or 5 motorcycles, just my own little collection of bikes that, they're all a little different. I watched the Keanu Reeves thing on GQ. He was talking about Arc Motorcycles, his company. And you can just see the passion coming out of him. I had this was my first motorcycle. This was a motorcycle Matrix Reloaded. And he's got this like little collection. And I'm like, that's fucking badass. So you got guns, I got motorcycles. I would collect guns if I could have them. It's such a bitch here, man.
Yeah.
My brother's doing that. My brother's doing that.
Changed it, right?
Yeah, but my brother got his license and everything that he needs before they changed the law. So he's been collecting he's got like fucking 6 guns or some shit now.
Yeah.
So I know where to go if shit ever hits the fan. That's at least I got somebody to go to.
Has he got like a little compound and some land? Your brother?
No, he just lives in a regular neighborhood, but I know like if shit hits the fan, I can go there and be like, hey, let me borrow one.
You mean if the AI take over your garage and house? That's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Like,
why do you care?
Bedroom door open, and you're going to be like, fuck, the AI got me.
Logan, turn your phone.
What's that?
Turn your phone.
Shit.
You're too wide for
Hang on.
You're too wide for that.
You're too white for that.
Not white. We're not being racist. You're too wide.
Oh, not yet. Not yet. All right. Better?
Yeah, dude, your shoulders are fucking capped off. What's going on? Your photos,
not much.
Dude, your photos lately look absolutely fucking insane.
Thank you. I'm not lying to you. I give every ounce of credit to my coach. I've told her over and over again, I wouldn't be here if I didn't join on with her. She corrected everything.
Okay. Who is your coach?
Her name is Quincy. Q.
Is she popular? Is she popular or just a local coach that you hooked up with or
nope.
what?
Nope. She's a very low key coach. She lives in Illinois. I saw how she worked with everybody whenever I was getting ready for the amateur O and everything, and just saw the difference, the true difference.
How old is Quincy?
She's 20. I'm bored with age, so I don't really want to say
somewhere in the 20s.
Yes, yeah. She's like, I'm 29. She's only like a couple, maybe like a year or so younger than I am.
And she's got all this experience.
26, 27. Yeah, she's all self-taught. She's her coach used to be Cameron Cheek.
Okay, I know Cameron.
So she learned a lot. She learned a lot from him as well.
Yeah.
But she is phenomenal when it comes to like blood work internal health and things like that. She's all self-taught when it comes to that.
How long have you been working with her?
Going on 2.5 years.
Oh, so it's been a
Worked
while.
with her. Yeah, I started with her shortly after going pro. So my
Logan,
entire off season.
why the fuck your off season's been like 5 years long? You've been the
No,
you've been the future for 5 years. Like it's
Joe.
you're like the past
Yeah,
now.
I really have, dude. I really have. The future
You're gonna have to
literally
change.
come and
You have to
gone,
change your
dude.
nickname from Logan the past.
To the now.
Yeah.
Dude. I think it's funny because I swear I feel like it's been like 5 years.
It has been five fucking years.
Dude, no, my off season was only like a year and a half, but I'm like, I think it's because majority of people are like, how the fuck is it taking it this long for you to finally step on a pro stage?
Well, people forget that what they see online is not always the entire thing that's going on in your life.
Well, and that's why I try to be transparent, and I'm very open with people, and I try not to bullshit people, and I'm just like,
yeah, but
look, a lot of things happened, but there are some things that you said. There's a lot of things that people don't know that go on in other people's lives, and things happen. And like I tell people, I wouldn't be here now in this where I'm at now if I didn't go through and not already be there.
Well, sometimes people say to me like, would you have changed anything in your past, blah blah blah, and I always answer with, I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't make the mistakes I made then. So you're a sum of your history, and if you're smart enough, you learn from it and you just keep trying to get better.
I agree.
So you went through some shit, and the other thing people I think don't realize is the sport, if you want to call it a sport, competing is an all or nothing type of thing. It's like it's not competing at the highest level is not something you can kind of do on the side, or like no matter what's going on in your life, you can still barrel through. Not everybody can do that. Sometimes you need to have a clear mind to really put your best foot forward.
And to me, I think that's so true because, I mean, some of the struggles I went through with just when it comes to food and things that I went through with going through that 21 prep, man. And it's like, I know a lot of people are like, man, you just gotta suffer, you just gotta toughen up. But I'm like, I truly think there's some parts of it that are different. Like, it's not all about just like sucking up and like doing this. Like, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. Let me try and sum it up like this. If you're in a prep and you crash your fucking car and you write it off, that's the kind of thing I think where you're like, I'm in a prep, fuck it, I'll deal with it when the time comes. But if you're in a prep and you're having relationship issues, or you're having financial issues and you can't buy food, or you're having relationship issues and you're in constant turmoil with someone, or like, there's certain things I think that will wreak havoc on your mind to the point where you can't just barrel through.
Amen.
So it's like what I'm saying is like objectively, like if something breaks, if it's something small, you can kind of cruise through it. But it's something that's causing you stress on a daily basis, it will eventually affect your performance.
And I agree completely. And the reason I say that is because just going to my past, majority of people know my license history and everything. And
what's your license history?
License history, well, I don't have one due to like just past of like not paying tickets and things and everything. So I got suspended
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'm not eligible to have a like valid license until 2026 by the state of Florida's eyes.
Okay.
I paid everything off, but still they're still saying I have to. Yeah, I have to wait. Side note, but yet they let people with DUIs keep driving. I paid everything off, but it is what it is. But it was a learning lesson. It was like it's something I needed to do because I constantly put everything off.
Yeah.
But the reason I said that is because I kept trying to bodybuild and compete, and literally my car gets totaled. It gets totaled. I have to leave the scene because I have no license, no registrations. My plates are expired. So I'm like, I literally can't stay here. I'm like, if I stay here, I'm going to jail, and I'm the one that got hit.
Oh God.
I'm like, so I left. So then it all came back to bite me in the ass when I was 2 weeks out from nationals.
Yeah.
And that's when I got arrested. And the day that I needed to be at court was the day of the show. And I remember telling my coach at the time, I go, I'm going to be at that fucking show. He goes, the fuck you are? He goes, dude, what are you talking about? I go, I came this far. He goes, this is why you're in this mess anyway, because you keep doing this.
Yeah.
And well, I didn't go to the show, but it took me a while to finally learn that, man, you have to have everything. Like, you need to like truly get everything in a row before you try to like truly bodybuild.
Yeah, and that's not it's not like a concrete rule. Like I don't think I've ever done a prep where everything was perfect. There's always
And nothing ever will be.
Yeah. There's always
Nothing ever will be.
There's always something that happens. Like, I had a prep where a family member passed. I had a prep where I tore a muscle. I had a prep where I fucking lost a sponsor. Like, there's always something that might happen in a prep. But you are right. Like, for the most part, like,
Whoa.
You're back. For the most part, you have to have as many things clear in your path before you kind of go ahead.
I think at the very least, starting a prep. I've had so many people be like, "Oh, this just happened to me. You know what? I need to get my life back on track. Let's do this show." And I'm like, "Whoa, no! Starting a prep in this position is not, because things are only going to get worse from here. You're just trying to distract yourself from reality over here.
Yeah.
So handle your shit, and then we come back around."
Yeah.
Well, Ben, you saying that is, and that's why I tell people that I truly got lucky, and I truly mean this when I say this. I mean, I'm blessed with the genetics that I have. That 2021 Olympia happened the way it happened, like amateur Olympia happened, because I was getting ready for nationals. I moved to Tampa because I was like, I'm gonna get out of Jacksonville, get away from all the bad stuff. I moved to Tampa. I moved to Tampa, and I'm like, I'm like, oh man, I got sponsors, then I got money coming in. I decided to move to Tampa. I didn't get a job. I was like, I'll be fine. It'll be just fine. And of course, I went into a binge eating habit. I had to pull out of prep. And like Ben said, I was trying to push everything to the side. So I was like, hey, I want to go back into prep. And my coach was like, you think you're ready? I bullshitted it. He was like, let's do 21 Olympia.
Let me ask you something, Logan. Let me ask you. Back in the day, I remember you would call me and you were doing like almost like a if it fits your macros type diet. You're like, I like protein, the cinnamon oatmeal protein, because it's got cookie chips in it and shit. And you were like, I'm like, is that part of your diet? You're like, well, it fits my macros. And I would always be like, dude, you're an idiot. And you're like, no, you're like, no, it's working for me. And I'm like, okay, if you think so, but you're not shredded. So are you still doing that shit, or are you doing like a real bodybuilding diet?
I will never in my life do that again ever. Okay. I mean, ever. That's why I tell people, this is not even joking. My entire 21, and this is not, when I say this, my coach at the time did a phenomenal job with me. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on him by saying this. I'm just saying, like, it's just not for me. It was a learning lesson.
Yeah.
But I did my entire prep on only steps and macros.
I remember that now.
I was doing 20,000 plus
shit.
steps. I was doing like 20,000 plus steps a day.
Yeah.
And I was at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I had like 5,000 or 6,000 steps by 5 a.m.
Yeah. I remember.
And I mean, dude, I tell people I was making all types of stuff. I was making little flatbread pizzas. I was making little sandwiches. I said, fuck all the concept of like volume. I was making the least voluminous sized everything just to make it taste good.
Just to make it fit your macros.
Dude.
And just before anybody watching goes crazy, I totally think that diet can work. But it doesn't 100%. It doesn't work for everybody, number one. Number two, a contest prep is different than just losing fat. And number three, if you're like Logan and you like food, it's probably not the right fucking diet for you.
And thing is, okay, this is what I tell you, especially for like you guys said, it's a contest prep, it's not good.
Yeah.
Because it was great until my food started dwindling down.
So you got hungry.
And then I'm like, wait, I don't have, hold on. Where's this? Oh God. And then that's when I go into exactly, until you get hungry. And then you're like, oh, wait, there's that underlying issue we haven't actually addressed and went after yet. It's still there.
I think a good one, like you said, I think if it fits your macros works very well, and you can even use it in an off-season setting pretty flexibly. Like it works very well for that. As long as you're aware of your basics of protein, and then you can maneuver the other things around it. But in a contest prep, I don't care who you are. You might get in great shape with if it fits your macros and win a show, but you would get in better shape. Doing it the traditional way.
Even
I agree.
Even Lane Norton. So Lane Norton's a big proponent of if it fits your macros. I think he was the originator of it. He was on my podcast, and even he kind of admitted that when you get to the 4 weeks out mark, it's harder to gauge how the physique looks if you're eating something different every day.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. I was about to say, and that's one thing where I do wish my coach at the time would have grabbed the reins sooner.
Yeah.
Is because, and I will preface this, I wasn't eating like something different every day. I did my best to like still eat like
the same
come
stuff.
up with a set meal plan. Yeah, but me being me, like, because I liked food at the time, I was like, oh, I can sprinkle this, but then it's just like, it leads to a downward spiral in the end, especially but he didn't grab the reins until we were like 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe it would have been a little different if he did a 4, but I really don't, because I honestly think I would have still probably went behind his back.
Yeah.
And did the things that I wasn't supposed to do anyways. You
know what the tricky thing is about if it fits your macros for someone like me is I think the more addicted to food you are, the tougher it is, because I think, let's say, take a traditional bodybuilding diet. There's no sugar in it. I mean, obviously carbs are sugar, but like there's no simple sugars. And I think for someone like me, let's say you say, okay, you can have if it fits your macros, and I decide to have jam, for example. I decide to make my oatmeal and I'm going to put a tablespoon of jam because I'm allowed to have these carbs. Once I have that tablespoon of jam, I want more sugar now.
Yeah, but that's a chemical thing as well, right?
No, I know that is. Yeah, you're literally addicted.
I'm the same. I love food. The only way I can control it is by being so far extreme with that no sugar. If you give me one chocolate bar, I'm going to eat 50 of them until I'm sick.
I've seen it.
Right? Yeah. I wasn't sick. I held that shit down.
No, but I think honestly, that's really the problem with if it fits your macros, especially when you're on super low calories, because now you've had that tablespoon of jam, it spiked your insulin. Now your insulin's crashing, and you're like, I want more sugar. But
that's what I was gonna say.
But you're on 1,500 calories or 2,000 calories a day, and you're like, I can't have any more. So you're fucked, and then you end up cheating, and it's like
Dude,
yeah, man, you don't get the same thing. If you eat a little more extra rice, you don't get that same cascade of like downfall. Right. Not that you should eat more rice, but just
yeah.
No, but still, I mean, man, that's no joke. That's when I would go into my downward spirals, and this is when I learned that vending machines have a max out point of how much you can actually take out of there.
What? What are you talking about?
It would not, at a certain point, it will not let you swipe your card anymore.
Why were you wait. Why were you at the vending machine?
It's because I went into one of my binge eating nights.
So it wasn't an if it fits your macros. You just decided you're going to go off.
Yeah, I just went off. I just went off.
I can back this up. I can back this up because I've got a vending machine story where.
Okay.
So I was, you remember I went into hospital that one time? Well, that time where I was like a week out. When I was a week out from prep, like dehydrated.
Yeah.
So I go to hospital and they were like, oh, there's like a 4-hour wait to see someone. And I'm like, I had no food on me. And I'm like a week out on 1,500. I'm dying. I went to the vending machine. My wife was with me. So I go to the vending machine. It's around the corner. I'm there. I'm gone for like 10 minutes. I get a phone call from her. She's like, Ben, the fuck are you doing? I'm like, she's like, the credit card company have just called me because you keep running the credit card through the vending machine. I was like, beep, beep, beep. Next one.
How many times?
Thing is, you don't realize how long you're there. You go into a blackout space because for me especially, once I got that taste, I'm gone. Shade comes off, and I'm just.
So wait, what? Okay, what is your story with the vending? So you blacked out one night. You decided to go to a vending machine and get. Why vending machine? First of all, where were you, Logan?
Me, I was at my apartment complex in Tampa. Had it at the bottom,
there was a vending machine
first level. And I remember I remember I was upstairs. I was just like, it's downstairs. I know right where it's at. I walked to it, and I remember like it was yesterday, dude. I walked up to it. I'm staring at it, and I remember I'm just like,
should I? And
yeah, I'm like contemplating, and I'm like, dude, and in my head, I'm like, if someone's walking around, they just see this man just standing like this. I walk up to it. I do the first one. I swipe. I get a Reese's. I swipe and I take a bite.
Wait. Did you get the Reese's and go back to your apartment, or did you just stand there and eat it?
I stood there and ate it.
And then you decided to get another one?
Well, because I'm not gonna lie to you, when I went up to it, I was like, if I have one, I might get another, but we'll see. Man, okay, I was playing those dumb tricks, man, where like I might do it, I might not.
And you knew the whole time.
Reality, I knew the whole time I was about to probably go in.
Once you have one, it's
no, but I didn't expect that, and then I was like, oh, this is bad when I couldn't actually swipe a card anymore.
So So for both of you, what's the limit? I've never done this before. What's the limit on a vending machine?
I wasn't counting.
I mean, neither of us. I don't know. I was just kind of just
10.
I had empty wrappers in my pockets though.
James, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm just aware I can't get used to this EST shit. I'm an hour behind.
I just realized you thought it was one. Yeah.
I just walked in the door from the coffee shop and I was like, yeah, sweet podcast. And then I looked at my phone because I left my phone here, and there's a message for you saying still good. And I thought, yeah, okay, he's messaged me an hour before. And then I looked at my email, and dude, it's because like I'm getting confused with this because it's ET and EST.
Yeah, I'm jealous that you're at a coffee shop. Were you there with Yannicka or by yourself?
No, I was with my friend Luke.
I haven't done the coffee shop thing in a long time.
It was actually a really relaxed.
Just go sit at a coffee shop and have a coffee.
The last 2 days, Denise and I had to go to town, and we went and stopped and sat. She's like, "Do you want to get a drive-through?" I'm like, "No, park up. Let's go inside." And we went in. We left our phones in the truck.
Like into a coffee shop.
It was a Starbucks.
Yeah.
We went in and we sat down. We got our coffee and went and sat down, and we took our time. We chatted.
Yeah,
our phones were in the car.
It's honestly great.
You know, I just realized me and Summer went for a ride 2 weeks ago, and we did the same thing. We went to a Starbucks. We got off our bikes. We sat on the patio and had a coffee and just like relaxed, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
Hello, Logan. By the way, sorry, I just turned up really late.
I was about to say I can't see everyone who's on here because I'm on my phone.
Swipe it. You can see again.
You get gallery.
Who's the random turn up? It's me.
There it is. Okay, all right. Because I'm about to say, out of nowhere, James popped up. I was like, oh shit, has he just been sitting here the whole time? I'm just like only talking.
1 hour of silence.
Oh God,
Logan, I don't know what it is about you, dude. Are you? I don't know. I like you a lot. I don't know. It's because you're a stoner or what it is.
Dude, I don't know, man. Thing is, whether I'm smoking or not, it's like I'm acting pretty much the same way. I think it's just I'm just authentically me. Is what I tell people. I like. And I'm like, it is. I'm like, you take it as it is.
Yeah. James, you're looking really fresh. When did you get the cut?
I'm gonna show you.
No, I don't mean that. Oh, that too.
No, I'm gonna show you this. Sorry, look, bruises not that bad, is it?
The nipple reveal on the Bodybuilding and Bollocks podcast.
Live. Yeah,
I cannot believe how much came out, man.
Logan, we're not being gross.
No,
James just had gyno surgery.
I did.
I kind of put two and two together. I was like,
what's he showing us?
Why is it nipples?
You asked me something completely different. I thought you was asking about my tits, so I got my tits out.
No, but it's crazy. I'm sure you sent the video to Ben too, but they took. So, am I allowed to show the video on here?
Yeah, do what you want. I put it on YouTube. I put the whole video.
Nice.
You did.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it. Let's show the world.
Is it on your channel?
Nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I do believe at some point I'll have to do that too, because genetically I have it in my right nipple.
There you go. I always had it more on one side from young.
So like I'm about to say, yeah, genetically, and as I get leaner, it gets more prominent. So some people are like, oh, you need to take care of that. I'm like, trust me, guys. I know what I have
everything
to
I
do.
bloody can. Yeah.
So it's like, I think genetically, it's not like so bad where it like takes away from my body, but I do believe at some point I will probably have to.
Yeah.
James, what's the do you know what the timestamp is, or around the timestamp?
Oh, bro, around the middle of the video, probably. It's like you'll see it. Like,
what is this? Oh, you're wearing a vest.
This is the wrong video. Wrong video. This is the day after. This or video before. If you go on my, sorry, bro. The surgery's the other day. Yeah, the surgery's that one. So if you go around the middle of the video, it'll be on the operating table just after this. Bit more.
Okay, so James sent me this video. I could not believe what the fuck I was seeing.
So you can see there like the drip on the nipple.
There you can see it.
Yeah, tip, bruv. Like you suck a fucking Jesus Christ. Like it's another.
Yeah. You could feed a baby with that.
Yeah, I could. The problem is you know, boys, I've got a bit of a fetish for my nipples being licked. So I think that's why I developed gyno. You can manually, I'm going to give everyone a warning. You can manually stimulate gynecomastia. So I probably did that.
Wait a minute. Do you have a thing for having your nipples licked?
I didn't know that. I knew it was
I used to love it. Feet, nipples, the whole thing.
So you like licking feet, but you like your nipples getting licked.
I would like my nipples to be like licked, sucked, touched, tickled, whatever.
So so if you're doing like missionary position,
touch my nips while you're doing
it. Make her suck your nipples
like a little baby. I think I must have always had sensitive nipples then, and I just liked it. Maybe I'm fucking.
See, mine are sensitive, but I don't like them being played with. Because it makes me like.
Logan,
I hear that.
Are you a nipple guy?
What, like to play with or to be played with?
No,
yours. Your nipples.
Someone to play with your nipples or suck on your nipples.
No, not really. Not really, man. I feel like it. No, I feel like some of the people get too aggressive and it starts hurting.
You haven't had it done right.
You might be right. You're probably right.
Okay, let's go back.
I need James' instructions.
I do some weird things. I'm sorry.
No, the reason. Wait, I don't think I shared the sound.
I heard it.
Thought I heard something.
Share sound.
We heard the sound.
Okay, let me see.
I only put that picture up to warn people that Violet that there was about to be gore.
Do you mind introducing yourself? Yeah, sure. This is
a bit more said. There we go. Very, very small, but it done the job. I was if it's the fluids they're using to disinfect. Keep this video back, and we're nearly there, boys. Prepared. Like if you're not into like watching stuff that's graphic, then this isn't the video for you. But I wanted to keep it all in so people could see.
Oh God,
it's pretty intense what they do.
Who was filming?
They were numbing me first. Louis. I made him come.
That's crazy that they let him in the
room. They don't mind because it kind of helps them promote because these guys are very new school. Like we're in there and they're just playing hip hop music. They're relaxed.
Are you awake?
Me. Yeah.
See, James, when I did it, I was laying there awake like this, but they didn't have this bed sheet.
Yeah, that would have made it a bit of different, I think.
So I could actually watch. I was kind of watching.
No,
yeah, I think that might have played. Yeah, I think that would have
me to sleep
as well, and then some saline just to keep the area clean.
So
it's when they pump the chest up.
Do
the local anesthetic by injective because so this bit they put tubes in your chest now.
Oh,
and infections, and they're going to pump it up with this saline solution, and that they give you that armored chest.
Oh,
so look at this. You can feel it pushing down on your sternum.
No, why does your chest look like that?
Because I put armor in me, armor plates.
Oh, mate, no.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
But when they're doing it, because you're numb.
Look at your chest.
I know,
dude.
Because you're numb, you can feel it pushing down on your sternum.
Anything?
They're making your tits bigger.
Then they lipo it out.
What are they lipo? What are they lipoing? Right
oh, mate,
they lipo to help contour the chest so you don't get inverted nipples.
Oh, so
this is the wrong video.
So your chest is going to look even nicer now.
I should have a splendid chest after this.
I can tell after seeing that.
Honestly, best side chest in the game.
I don't like how they're just sawing away over there.
They do, right? Man, they go right. Dr. Carlo was my doctor. He's really good.
Oh, look, he's cutting it open. Look.
Yeah, he's coming in. It's about to go in there, boys.
Man, I got a weak constitution for this shit.
Oh my God.
Oh, let's go, boys.
Look at that fucking tit. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm not training today. Holy shit.
Oh my God, Jay. They're just cutting away your nipple.
Yeah, look at this lump now. Look at this.
Let's
alien.
It's the company that is.
Right in there.
Oh, mate, why is that?
This is going to be the thumbnail.
You know that. Look at that though. That's like a proper chicken fillet.
Look how big that is.
It's crazy.
Yo, the thumbnail is gonna be the picture of all of our faces, just like what the fuck?
And that's one tit. You got two
That's
tits.
just one.
I cannot believe how big. And I was like, yeah, James, don't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, you're good.
James, you weren't actually 300 pounds, mate. You were.
I know. I was 250. 50 pounds of tit.
Dude.
Yeah, and then they sold it.
They're cauterizing it, right?
He sold it. He sold it back.
Sold it. Yeah, and then look, sewing it back
Tidy.
Fucking crazy.
Tidy.
up. Oh.
Holy shit.
Dr. Carlo is honestly he's cool. I follow him on Instagram. He's really cool. Does like 10 surgeries a day.
Okay, I'm not going to play the other one. If anybody wants to see it, go to James' YouTube, subscribe, watch the video.
Well, James, you said the right one was worse, right? You said.
Yeah.
The left one was actually the worst one.
No, say the right one. No, the left one.
No,
the one that
the left one, the left one's worse. It is actually worse.
The one we were about to see. So if you want to watch the crazy bad part, you got to go to James' YouTube.
Oh, the other one was worse.
People, I have got a little referral code as well for them. They actually gave me a referral code, which is quite nice. So if anyone wants to save £100, if I can say this, they can use the code EFT100.
EFT100.
EFT100 on this. There's like a scan page where there's a QR code.
So if you go to
referral.
James's YouTube page, there's a link to the clinic. In the description, there's a link.
There's a link there, but at the end of the next video, there's actually a QR code they can scan.
Oh,
which takes you straight to the page where they can put the code in. It saves them £100.
Perfect.
And that's not a lot, but it's better than kicking the box.
Why not save £100? Fuck, for sure.
And you know what that's for, though? The funny thing is, that's for any surgery anyone goes for.
Oh, really?
So whether you're getting a facelift, whatever the fuck, doesn't matter.
So if I want to go get my nose done, I get
absolutely save £100.
Oh, there you go.
Fuck you, James. You're supposed to say you don't need to get it done, Fouad. You're not supposed to.
No, because I want your referral.
Yeah, he's perfect the way he is.
Samson,
I want his referral.
Yo,
what's up, brother?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Samson, check this out. Check this out.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh, dude, no, I saw it. Dude, no, man, no. Dude,
look at this. Look at this.
Oh no.
They pulled it.
I couldn't even watch it. No, oh my god.
When you next eat your chicken, Samson, think about me.
Oh man, dude, honestly, I don't understand. You know what? I feel that way, and it's not even my body, man. If I ever went to a center like that, I'd never want to see it ever. How did you feel, man?
Bad.
Oh, right. I feel good. I did a little reveal. There's only a little bit of bruising now.
Yeah. Oh man, they did a great job, man.
Honestly, really good. So really happy. So
they pulled it.
I saw that, and I was watching. You know the part that got me the most? You know when they stick that little pole in there, jabbing away at it? I'm like, what the hell?
That's what I said.
That's a living man. Don't be jabbing away at him.
I'm like,
yeah, that was the lipo part. That was quite tame. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, man. Good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it.
Cool.
Samson, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How's it all going? How's it going, guys?
Good. I only just turned up, Samson. I was late. I was on that British time.
We're all good. We're all good. How's how many weeks into your prep are you now? Have you started yet?
We started last week, but it's still the early days, right?
No more pizzas.
No more pizzas.
Oh,
That was genuine sadness.
I felt it.
So sad.
I felt it when he said it. I felt it. I was like, oh. Well, Samson, I'm going to tell you this to show my support for you.
Yeah.
I have also eliminated all pizzas.
Oh, really?
I started on Sunday. Today's day 5. It's been 5 days with no pizza.
5 days, no pizza.
Okay, no pizza. What replaced the pizza?
No, I'll do it. I'll do whatever Samson's doing. No pizzas, no junk food. I'm gonna show my solidarity for Samson's Olympia prep by not eating any junk food. Yeah,
I like that.
Okay,
all right.
But Samson's got to message me when he gets a cheat meal, so I get to have one too.
Okay, same day. Yeah. It's probably synchronized.
By the way, we played this game before, and you did that with me, and you didn't last that long.
No, I didn't. But
you tried.
But Samson's doing the Olympia.
He's honest.
It's different.
Yeah, Samson's more valuable than I am. So yeah,
the stakes are higher.
The stakes are higher. It's not more valuable. The stakes are higher. So James, the nipples feel good. There's no pain. There's no nothing.
None. I'm just yeah. I've been using some peptides to try and help with the recovery, some GH, and just resting and eating well. So fingers crossed I won't be out of action for too long, and then I can come and join you boys again.
How long are they telling you?
It's meant to be like 4 weeks.
Okay,
like 4 weeks.
Can you train? Can you train anything? Or are you supposed to leave you're not supposed to exert any force?
No force in the first week for sure, at least, or 10 days or so. I have spoke to a few people who have had the surgery that kind of done some light stuff on like lower body and maybe a bit of arms and stuff. But I'm just going to play it by ear. You know, if it doesn't feel right, then I won't try and risk it. I'm actually enjoying a little bit of a break. I was going to have a break off the gym for a week anyway, so it kind of fits, and then we'll just see. You know, if it miraculously heals and looks fantastic, I'll do a consult with the guys that did the surgery. They can have a look at it, and if they say it's, you know, you can do a little bit of stuff, I'll do a little bit of stuff.
Well, I mean, look, you have a year-long off season, so it might be nice to have this like break in the middle.
Yeah, dude, I got the plan. The plan for me is I would like to do the Arnold next year. Hopefully, apply for that and hopefully get a spot there, and then that'll be the next show. So it gives me, you know, ample time to kind of get myself in the right place.
And then the Detroit Pro, right?
And then the Detroit Pro in April. So everybody, make sure you buy your tickets when they're out and come do it, because we're going to do it and celebrate.
Samson, I know you're going to be Mr. Olympia, but do you want to do the Detroit Pro?
No, I'm gonna say out, man. I'll be there. I'll be there with popcorn. I'll be there sitting in front row seat with a popcorn, watching it. Oh yeah, go on, boys, kill it.
Fouad, I got another athlete that wants to do.
Can you reveal?
Detroit.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Hunter. He wants to do the Detroit.
There we go. Now it's like an all-star.
Hunter. So far, we got Hunter, James, Ian, and Kai Green said he's coming back.
Shit.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Did you just make that one up by any chance? And Chris Bumstead apparently is doing.
Bumstead said he's going to switch to the open. Yeah,
going to switch to open debut. Wow.
Hey, Logan.
Yes.
If we have a classic category, will you do our show?
I'll do it. I already told you. I was like, you just tell me.
Let's go. Nice. Let's do it.
Okay.
Whenever you first came out with it, I said I'd do it. But you said you don't know if you're gonna have classic yet. But which I understand. We don't. First time doing it.
We don't know. We just want to make sure we do the first year right. So we're gonna do one category for sure. But if like enough sponsors come in, we might add more categories. So we'll see.
No, I'll happily do it. Even if it's not this year, I'll happily do it when you add it.
So listen, we were talking before James and Samson jumped on about your previous shows and things you did wrong, but all of a sudden you looked phenomenal. So what are you doing right all of a sudden? What is the formula that you're using now that's making you look so fucking incredible?
There's not one. And when I say that that's not your run-of-the-mill cookie cutter. This is what we're gonna do. Now, hey James, side note, see what I mean? On the right side.
No, I hear you. You'll be fine for now, but definitely down the line. Yeah.
At some point. No, but Q is doing everything that is whatever my body responds to, which she's using. Whatever it goes against. Like right now, we're eating, instead of like fish and veggies, we're literally doing chicken and fruit. That's my low carb source. So it's just because my body responds better to fruits. So she's like, we're not going to change it. Let's just do that instead and just go from there. So, I mean, but that's what we're doing now. Everything has been like just honestly completely different. And what's changed it the most is during the off season is when we tackled the problem with my eating the most. What changed? Go ahead.
How much cardio are you doing?
Right now we're doing calories burned. Right now it's a little different because we're increasing it by like a certain amount each day. So today is 650 calories burned.
Wait a minute.
It's like an hour and 15.
I'm gonna just shit on things for a minute.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna shit on things. I just have some questions.
No, go ahead. You're good.
So how are you measuring calories burned? Is it like with a Fitbit or something, or what are you doing?
No, I use the same bike, the same gym, the entire prep.
Okay.
So I make sure I want to eliminate any variables. So I'll use the exact same bike for every single cardio session.
Okay. And you find that strategy has been working all along?
Yes, it's been working great for me and the reason I said that is because for me personally, let's say you get on there and she says, hey, do 50 minutes.
Yeah.
one day I'll put more intensity in, maybe the next day, and there's too many variables up and downs.
I see.
So this makes it no matter what speed, no matter what resistance you're at, you have to be on there until you hit this many calories burned.
Yeah, but you can
kind of just.
But okay, just devil's advocate. You can do that with.
Of course.
You can do that with the bike as well. Like if my coach says level 4 on the bike, 80 RPM.
I do the bike.
No, I'm just saying like that would be the same thing.
Yeah.
Because then
that's why like a treadmill or a Stairmaster are easier because they're preset speeds, right? So it's consistent, like the output speed, and then you can tape up the time.
Yeah, side note, that's a variable. I can't do like the stairs or certain things. I have to have things with low impact on my knees.
Oh, okay.
So I can't like we had to eliminate the stairs and things like that because it starts like my knees start acting up real bad. So the bike has been tremendous.
How many weeks out are you right now?
I think like 2.5.
16 days.
I think 16 days. I bet Ben probably knows more than I don't even know.
Dude, I love this shot.
Thank you.
So this is a really good shot.
Thank you. Everyone. Go ahead. Sorry.
There was a shot.
Actually, Logan, are you on Friday or Saturday?
The 4th is when we go on.
That's nice.
That's the shot I like on the left. That just
one on the left. I love that.
Yeah, that's
great. It's like you're about to take off.
Well, I was going to ask you something about that. Logan. So when I go down here,
yes.
Do you see how is this your front relaxed?
So yes, that's my front relaxed.
Okay, but now let me ask you this: why wouldn't you do it this way?
Well, okay, so that's something that's actually me and my opposing coach were actually just going over yesterday.
Well, because when I look at this, sorry to interrupt you, but when I look at this, the first thing that stands out, maybe Samson can pick this out as well, but it looks like your sternum is really high and your shoulders are almost rotated back behind you.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas here, your sternum is dropped low and your shoulders are squared off.
Yeah. You just look more D-taper and just look like a monster there.
Yeah. And I see what you mean. And the difference is with this shot here on that one there.
Yeah, on the left.
I like whenever I put my feet that way first, I put my hips all the way back and arch up and then that way. That way it brings that look in. Yeah. And I can't get like that same placement when I do that one. So we were like trying to consider maybe just
wait a minute. Look, I have to pick at that for a second.
Of course.
You can't get your upper body like this if your feet are square like this.
It's hard to explain. I can't get it to look the same. I can't get it to mimic the same look.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear the same.
It
may have to do with foot stance as well because my foot stance is completely different as well.
It honestly looks to me, Logan, like you're overly stretching your stomach here.
Yeah.
If you just bring your stomach down to the same, to the same level, like your sternum down to the same level as this.
So don't arch up as much.
Yeah, just bring your sternum back down. Stop trying to stretch out your waist, and that will bring your shoulders back forward. Like, because if you're trying, like here, you're not stretching out your waist, and you don't have to because you have a small waist, and your abs look deeper and your shoulders look wider. Like this is, you just have to, because that's the difference here is you're really elongating this thing.
I feel like the difference between the two is one is very conventional and what you'll see a lot of people do, and then one is very much you. And I think the one that is you is that, and I think that makes you stand out.
Damn.
You know what this
reminds me? And that's what I've been going. That's what I've been thinking about. I was like, should I just completely throw a wrench in it and be like, "Yo, this is my pose"?
Yeah, because they can't. That's still a front relaxed. Like they can't. Yeah. That's not a front relaxed. And all of us see that and go, "Wow."
One sec. Yeah. James. I want to show you something. See if you agree. Yeah. This is what I think you're doing. In that, the one that we like. So Phil Heath was notorious for this, and he was so good at it. If you see his front relaxed, here. See how he's standing there?
Yeah, he's not lifting his chest.
He's got his shoulders rotated. He's got his shoulders rotated forward. His chest is down. Rib cage is down, and
he's not like this.
Yeah, and it makes all of this muscle kind of hang over the waist, which is what you're doing here. right?
But if anything, actually, you got those clavicles that really accentuate it.
Well, your shoulders are even wider, yeah.
Crazy, yeah. Like,
but that's the opposite of what you're doing here, right? So like the Phil,
I see what you mean.
The Phil Heath front relax, where he's hunched over his waist, actually accentuates his physique. And because Phil had narrower clavicles, he probably had to do it this way.
Yeah, yeah, he would even look narrower if he did it the other way.
Well, I mean, I'll practice it today when I do posing after cardio. So
I always loved I always loved the way Phil did this. He kind of like brought all the muscle over his waist.
Yeah.
Dorian used to do that in the beginning.
Dorian did?
Yeah, in the beginning, and then later in the career, I noticed if you look at him like when he was winning when he won the British that year, he was very down and dominant looking. Like then later he started doing that more. So that's like a newer. The picture on the far left is what he used to do. He used to stand much more. Yeah, he used to stand more like that with his elbows out.
Yeah.
Changed it. It's hard to find pictures of him doing it, but yeah, he was more. He used to really lock his abs.
Yeah.
And it looked good. It looked fucking good. It just depends on your physique, doesn't it?
I think the reason, but James, if I had to guess, I would say maybe his waist was getting thicker, so he had to pull up.
Yeah, late. I think so. Yeah, I think later in the career. Yeah,
maybe he had to pull up to stretch it out.
Yeah, because look, that's 97, and that's later in his career, and he's had to do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Whereas early on in his career, he probably didn't have to.
Yeah, he had a small waist earlier on.
Anyway, Logan, you look incredible, man. So you still have the backside. I don't see a lot of back shots. You still have the backside to finish?
The backside is not my glutes still getting to come in. Like I'm gonna be transparent about it. We just don't post about it a lot just because we like she said, Jill, we just want to keep the negativity people out of it for a little bit.
Are you gonna keep the mustache?
So
no. Is that you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know, man.
Look at this. This is
that's so 70s, man.
It's a pedophile right there.
What was that advert we had over here? Was the advert with the number? Ben, what was the advert we used to have? Samson. Do you remember there was the?
Oh yeah. I got your number.
Yeah, I can't remember what number it was they had now.
Oh, the 118.
Yeah.
118.
That's the 118, guys. Any British people that are watching this will know what we're on.
You look like a serial killer here. If you just cut this off right here.
Hey, look. I mean, everyone looks like Jeffrey Dahmer learned how to work out.
I know, right?
All right.
All right.
Before we skip off of this, so you said protein and fruit is like kind of your staples.
Well, right now that's what we're doing. That just started yesterday. But for like go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to ask the guys. So Samson, James, Ben, as a coach, does it make you feel good as an athlete to be changing things when needed, or does it make you feel better as an athlete to kind of have a consistent plan?
Consistent plan.
For me, it's a bit of both. Sometimes I feel like something's going to be the thing. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
But it depends on it. Like, say, if you're on a really good run.
I always find consistency breeds confidence because everything's under control.
So what is it about the fruit? You just feel like you get better pumps or more energy?
Well, no. Now I want you to know the fruits that I'm eating has been in the plan the entire time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing. Everything I've been eating has been the entire things I've been eating my entire off season, the past 3 years.
I get it.
I've been with her too. Yeah. So nothing has changed in the past, like 2.5, 3 years, including through this whole prep.
So when you say you're doing protein and fruit, you're talking like she just pulled the starches.
Yeah, I just meant right now. We just pulled pretty much the carbs and starches and everything, and my body just responds better to fruits instead of vegetables. So,
okay.
Yeah, the fruits have already been in there. Yes, the fruits have already been in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what fruits are you using? Are you using like berries, or are you using like bananas and stuff like that?
We took the bananas. We have a banana in one meal, but it's bananas, blueberries, strawberries, pineapples, melons.
It's a nice variety.
That sounds I think my diet would be easy if I could have fruit. Wait, but that could also be annoying. How much fruit?
It's like, go ahead.
Well, because if someone said to me, "Hey, you can have half a cup of pineapple," I would be like, "Fuck, I'd rather not have it."
I just want the pineapple, the whole one.
It's not like a tremendous amount. Like the pineapple I just had, I want to say 30 grams and then 70 grams of melon.
Oh, that's irritating as fuck.
Man, that sucks.
So,
Yeah, dude, I need at least.
I bet, hey, Fred, I bet he doesn't get that little
Now,
cream
look.
cheese pot in the middle either to dip it in, because
No, I definitely don't. But look, to me though, it does the trick though, because that little taste of that fruit is all I need. And like I look forward to that every single. That's why we kept it in there.
I'm always jealous. I'm always jealous of people like that. You talk to people who are like, "Hey, if I have one cookie, I'm good. It kills my craving." And I'm like,
"Ooh, hang on now. Look, I didn't say that. I didn't say that was me.
You just did.
Give me it. No, I said with the fruit. That's in prep.
But for me, it's the same thing. If you give me sugar,
okay,
whether it's
it's
fructose, if it's fructose or glucose, I'm going off.
I have little scapegoats in the prep where they keep me hanging on. But my off season, if I get a thing of Oreos, I'm eating the whole thing of Oreos in one sitting.
yeah,
I'm not like I can't pull a sleeve back, put it away. Oh, nibble on a cookie. I'm eating the whole fucking thing. I'm slapping a few together and shoving them in my face.
That's why I don't have it in the house. I can't have it in the house.
I picked Samson up from the airport and we stopped off at a petrol station. He grabbed the packet of Oreos. We're driving back to the house. He goes, "Oh, Ben, do you want one?" I looked at him. I was like, "Oh, no, thank you." In my head, I'm like, "One, I'm just going to eat that fucking bag." I eat one.
Down this shit. No, but in prep, I have like little things that keep you holding on that you look forward to. For me,
Samson, can you do that? Can you eat like one or two cookies and put the thing away
in the off season? Because I don't have like cravings in the off season, man.
In the off season, yeah.
But in prep is a whole different ballgame, obviously. But in off season, you don't really crave much.
I think the thing for me is in the off season, I'm on my meals, but then when I'm not on my meals, I'm off my meals.
In an off season, if I'm having one, I'm still having 20, 30 of them. Like
100%.
I'll find room.
Thing is, I also don't keep it in that. I don't keep it in the house though. So when I buy it, I'm eating that whole fucking thing in that one sitting because I don't want it in the house.
Yeah,
I'm buying it because I bought it for that specific meal and that specific time.
Yeah,
and it's for now. And
okay, wait.
For later.
Wait, I got a question for you, Logan. So let's say you go to the grocery store and you're like, "I'm gonna have a cheat tonight." You buy a bunch of stuff you like, and you get back home, and you start mowing through it, right? And then you get a stomach ache, and you got to go to bed, and you wake up the next morning, and there's some left over. Do you eat it, or do you throw it away?
What do you do? What do you do? This is so...
You probably gonna eat it. Right?
Now we're full blown off season.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I may not eat it because there's been times that it has happened.
Yeah.
And by the next morning, I don't want it anymore because I've already. I was like, I had it. I'm done with it.
Do you throw it away to make sure you're not going to get at it again, or do you?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, I make sure of it. If I'm like, yeah.
Oh, me. If it's the only time I'm really a victim of that is if it's post show. The rest of the year I can control it because I don't know. I'm eating enough in an off season to not worry.
Yeah.
Post show though, if I've even like the night after a show and I eat, the next week is just a write off. I eat for a week every time.
Post show is the worst because you've got nothing to hold you down.
Yeah. That's why I never do 2 shows in a row week to week because I always need 1 week off and then go back to diet for a week. That's what I did last year. I did the Arnold UK, and then I had a week where I was just like, I'm going to eat what the fuck I want, and then I had another week back on prep, and then I did the tsunami. So I always reward myself with 1 week of indulgence.
Well, yeah, I thought I would. So, but the first
you don't want to live in this fucking house in prep.
Oh fuck!
We got two boys when I moved here because I used to do that when I lived in London. I was like, okay, prep, clear house, right? I'd have like coffee, rice, and meat. That's all I had in the house.
Yep.
Like, even yesterday, like Denise is doing Tampa, right? So we get back from the store and she's eating fucking dust, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not eating junk alongside with her. We've got this big box of Mario limited edition Oreos because Phoenix now is into Mario. So we're handing to him. And he's like and Denise is with him and she's like taking the Oreo apart and like he's like licking it and feeding it. He's like, I don't like that. He goes, I don't like that, and threw it away. And I'm like, oh, look at that Oreo on the floor. I'm like, oh. Like, do I put that in the bin or do I just like
sneak it? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Our pantry is a rough ride. You don't want to go near it in the prep.
I'm not coming to yours then, Ben.
I remember the first Olympia I qualified for in 2008. Chad told me after the Tampa Pro, He said, just go have one small meal and get back to work. And I'm like, okay, cool. We went to Cheesecake Factory. I went fucking off. And then
Five dishes.
And then after Cheesecake Factory, I went off. And then the next morning, I had a massive breakfast. And then I called Chad. I was like, hey,
that's what I've done.
I think I went a little bit crazy.
This is what I've done.
I think I was up like fucking 15 pounds just from like that one night. But he's like, start doing cardio, get back on your diet. So I did. But the beauty of it was I didn't have to carb load as heavy for the show because I had eaten so much fucking food that
just stayed full.
Doing the cardio had got rid of all the water. And then I was still full and I didn't have to carb load so hard for the next show. And I was like, yeah,
it happens. It happens. It does work if you get it right.
I was like, that's kind of fucking
I've seen
good.
it.
I'm like, I should do
someone out there right now is going to be like, I'm doing that today.
Well, Logan, it's funny. Listen, it's funny you said that. I actually thought to myself at the time, because I always had a little bit wider waist. So I was like, and when I would carb load, my waist would get even worse. So I thought to myself, I'm like, maybe I should be pounding a bunch of fucking food the week before.
Yeah.
That way my muscle's full and the stomach empties out and then I get on stage. So I actually did consider like trying that method.
Yeah.
Never did.
Well, a lot of people will front load in the week as well, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then back off the Friday.
Taper it back.
Yeah.
So, James, when I said you look great, I meant your beard and head.
Oh,
what I saw that. I think you posted it like 2 days ago. And so I went to my barber today and I said, I want you to give me this. And I showed him your picture.
That's great. You know what? Because I do exactly the same thing. And I go into the barbers and there's a particular picture of Tom Hardy. So I do exactly the same. And I'd walk in there with this picture of Tom Hardy and I'd be like, can you make me look kind of like this guy?
And your barber's like, no, that's
no chance. No chance. But we'll do our best. But I know the whole walking in the barbers with the phone though. That's something I do.
It doesn't quite look the same as yours though. I got to get more of a point.
Yeah, I've tried to. I like to keep this bit a bit longer. I always say to him, like, I don't need to take away too much of this. I kind of like the walrus. I don't want the lip too much.
The walrus.
Yeah, the walrus is important for me.
I don't mind the non-walrus like top, but I want the chin.
I like the chin and the walrus. I like to look like I'm probably, like approaching 50 years old. That's kind of how I'm. And then people just leave you alone.
Samson, you excited to get in shape again, or what? Are you not excited? I mean, you've been traveling the fucking world for the last 6 months. So are you not ready to go, or are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go now. I mean, I've had like a few weeks at home now to kind of rest up. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm sort of like, okay, all settled in, sat at home, ate loads of shit, felt big and fat.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah. Like, okay, now I'm ready to get back into it.
So the last question. So like in your off season, obviously before it's about to get serious, like it is now.
Yeah.
Are you and Milos just like, you know what? Enjoy yourself for a few weeks because it's about to get fucking serious. Is that kind of it?
Yeah, because this thing this time you go on holiday with your family, you do things that you want to get out of your system because once you lock down for prep, it's like okay, the door's shut and until you're done, it's all dark, right? Yeah. So you want to get it all out now, out of your system now, and be like, okay, we're done. No, right, let's get to work.
When you get the odd person like me and Fouad who wants, or even Ben, if we do that, then we just like that we're living too much and we never prep. This is way better. This is way better than bodybuilding.
No, but okay, Samson, that goes for like outings and events. Like if you want to go see family, you want to go. But does it go that way for food too? Like if Milos says, "Hey, you got 3 weeks, like just enjoy. You just have whatever the fuck you want."
Yeah, but normally by this point, I'm always tired of eating, man, because you've had a whole off season where you kind of like indulge. You've eaten every single thing you possibly would have had that craving for anyway. So by the time it gets to the end of all season, you're normally like, you're just so big and so full and so bloated anyway. So you're like, okay, you know what? I want to start bringing it down now. You're feeling
ice cream never gets boring.
That's true. Remember, you have a second stomach.
It never gets boring, but you feel like you've indulged. You feel like you're never gonna get enough, but you feel like okay, I've indulged myself now. I've got it out of the system, the main part out of the system. I can go into prep now and not feel bad that I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I didn't do some naughty stuff.
Yeah,
that's actually a really good approach. I think that's reassuring for people to know, like, it's okay to do that before prep because shit is about to get serious. So do enjoy yourself. Do have a social time.
Well, I think James, you're right. I think because we on the podcast, everybody kind of says things, and I think everybody tells the truth. But Ian is very popular on the podcast, and Ian does not like food. He's not a food guy. He doesn't care. And he's basically perfect all year round, with the exception of a meal here or there, right? He just doesn't care about food. And I think people get not the wrong impression, but they think that that's the way you have to do it. And I don't think that's necessarily the way it has to be done.
No, I don't think so.
I'll caveat a little bit.
Okay.
Because it all depend as well on your last showing.
Well, it depends on it depends on a lot of things. Depends on your genetics, depends how fat you're getting, depends on but Samson's 330 right now, and he's a better 330 than he was last year at 330.
Yeah.
So, agreed. But if he doesn't say the last season from like the Olympia through to the Arnold had not gone as well as it did. There was a lot of and he shit the bed, came third call out and fucking tanked. Maybe things might not have been so. But Ben, but Ben, we've talked about this, right? I think you ride with what got you there. So, when we talk about Hunter, right? So Hunter was blending food and having shakes and this and that, and he took 4th at the Olympia. So he's like, oh, I'll fucking keep doing that. Then I'm 4th at the Olympia. Why would you stop? Then he takes 7th at the Olympia, and doesn't look the way he wants to. So then he's like, okay, now I'm going back. I better make a change. So I think it's more about the trend and if Samson's eating the way he wants to eat and he still keeps going like this, then right. But that's what I meant. The last show normally dictates the
the trend. That was the trend. Yeah, the trend was success. So stick on that.
I agree. Absolutely. If you see something, if things aren't going your way, then you definitely have to. But
you have to change it. Yeah.
Well, but Ben will tell you, Luke used to be quite relaxed with some of his meals, didn't he? Him and Chris.
Quite relaxed.
No, I remember 2 or 3 of the meals a day were not even meals.
Luke's philosophy, and this is a direct quote. Luke's philosophy, and I can remember we were on the M25 roundabout. I can remember coming off onto the M25 onto the A12 at Brentwood, right? I fucking remember him saying it to me, and he went, "It's all got to come off anyway, mate." He went, "All this fat's got to come off anyway."
Yeah.
So the thing is,
and then he drove to a sushi stop restaurant and we ate.
You know what? Obviously, I didn't get to eat with him like you guys, but we did the podcast, and one of the things that we clicked on was that part, because my philosophy was always, I have my meals, and then whatever the fuck I want to eat after that, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would still be the same if my blood work was better.
Well, that matters. Yeah. I mean, of course.
I was like that. Yeah.
James, I'd be right there with you. If I wasn't, if I did have my kidney issues, I would be 300 pounds.
Exactly. I agree. It's it depends how tolerable your body is. If your body's fine with all these processed foods and some of these saturated fats and stuff, and it hasn't got a negative effect on your bloods, then so be it. You're happy, you're chilled, you're enjoying, you're getting some calories in. It's fucking great. But I wish I could do that still.
It's funny
if you then flip the switch and you get peeled, like Fred, you've never had too much of an issue getting conditioned. That was your
but
if you are an athlete, if you're listening to this and you're an amateur or whatever, and you haven't ever nailed condition, maybe there's some stuff on the table that you're leaving there. Yeah.
Well, one of the things I think that one of the things that's tricky about all the conversations we have in bodybuilding is people always want to answer it with a this or that.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Is it better to have cheat meals, or is it not better to have cheat meals? Is it better to train with free weights, or is it better to train with machines? Is it better? People always want a this or that answer.
And
do you want low volume or high volume? I'm like, it's never one answer.
No.
It's never. It depends on your body. Depends how fat you are. Like James said, depends on your health.
Yeah.
Depends on your muscular progress. It depends on,
again,
like James said, like Ben said, the progress in your shows. All of these things depend on what you can eat, how you should train, how you should these are all things that matter.
I had a young guy message me this morning. I don't know, I can't remember his name now, but I was just replying to a random DM. He's getting ready for USA's in 9 days, and was asking me a question about whether he should leave growth hormone in versus not, and this and that, right? He said, I look really good right now. I'm very dry. I'm very low carb, and I'm holding the growth hormone is holding my fullness. I know a lot of people say X, Y, Z, and I responded and said, your body and your look dictate your decision.
Yeah, sure.
I said, don't try and make anything magical happen in the last 4 or 5 days. Find that look that you like right now, and let it sit. Don't try. If it works for you, it works for you. Fuck everyone else.
I mean, look, even one, people should know this too. Even one person can have to change from time to time. I've done shows where I took the GH out, and I've done shows where I left the GH in. So it depends on the diet, because if you're doing one type of specific diet and it's making you hold a little more water, for example, you might want to remove the GH so you get a little bit crispier. Yeah. If you're doing like a more of a, let's say, a low carb diet or a diet that doesn't make you hold as much water, then you might want to leave the GH in to keep a fuller, rounder muscle. So like everything is connected. There's no like one answer. That's the tough part about giving.
And like you said, you'll get year to year. Now you yourself, you're a different body. You're under a different set of stress.
Yeah,
you're responding differently to different foods and drugs and everything else.
Absolutely.
So you have to.
Yeah.
You notice it in one season. I know last year that I did the 3 shows and I did the same kind of protocol with my drying out processes because I did my own, and it was better at certain shows than others, but nothing else was different.
Yeah.
So it could be a timing thing. It can be just down to how do you feel?
Stress.
Like how? Yeah.
One of the things,
stress, fatigue, all that kind of thing.
Well, that's kind of what I was going to touch on. Is one of the things we don't talk about is, say, like you said, James, you have 3 shows in a year. I'm not implying that this was your situation, but you can have 3 shows in a year and your organs could be more stressed as the shows go on. So the third show, you're like, oh, why am I holding water? I'm like, well, maybe your kidneys have taken a beating because you've been on drugs for 3 shows.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times people don't also make the connection that your organs are going to play a part in
that and the acclimation of orals. Like you think if you first show you just started using orals just before, and then you're like, you know what, I'm still getting ready for another show, and they stay in, and there's a lot more stress coming via that path, then over a course of 6, 8, 12 weeks, whatever it is, that's a lot more stress that you had in those preps versus the first one. That's why a lot of the time at your first show the look's pretty fresh, and then sometimes you look worse off later. So it just depends on the human body and how you respond to those factors.
So going back to what James said at the beginning of this conversation with the prep, I always had the last week before my preps, I would always go all out. I would do like just the shitty food I knew I was going to miss, and I would get it all in the last week, and then I would be like, okay, flip the switch, time to go to work. I had to get it all. I had to just, and it was never satisfying because I would start my prep and I'd be like, fuck, I missed this one food. I forgot to eat this one thing.
It's so true.
And inevitably, every time I started prep, some fucking fast food place would come out with some new thing.
Okay. I'm about to say, every time I enter a prep, I feel like I didn't actually eat any of the shit that I thought I was going to eat my off season.
Yeah.
And then prep starts, and I'm like, well, I wish I would have had that. I wish I would have had this. I wish I would have had that. Yeah. Then all the new shit comes out when I'm in prep. By the time I'm out of prep, it's gone. I'm like, well,
that's right. I remember one prep, IHOP came out with like a, I don't know, it was like a strawberry cheesecake fucking pancake or some shit. It looked incredible. And by the time my prep was done, it had been removed from the menu. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Disappointment.
Yeah.
That's why I like a prep. Like I enjoyed like last year's prep, because what I was doing essentially was, over the course of a week, I spent majority of my time in a quite hard deficit. Yeah. And then I was doing those feeds that were really high, but they weren't taking me out of a deficit.
Yeah.
And I like that, because then you still get to enjoy the foods. I'm not saying it's the best way to prep, because it probably isn't. But last year it was a decent approach. Got me to the fucking Olympia at least. And you get to enjoy certain foods every week.
Yeah. I'm 100%. I'm 100% in agreement with you, James. I don't know if it's the best technique. I got shredded with it. So it worked for me. I don't know if it was the best health. The thing is,
I don't think from a health standpoint.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
For your sanity and for your enjoyment. Because I said to myself last year, I want to enjoy this prep, and the only way I'm going to enjoy it is if I do it that way. And it, so I'm like you with that. I like
I did the skip loading when I worked with Skip.
So you've done that, but
same thing. Yeah.
I could have dieted for another 10 more weeks, because every 7th day, or actually end up it being. I would end up doing 2 days. I'd do Saturday and Sunday. By the time I was very lean, it would be like Saturday and Sunday I'd need feeding. And I would go again. And you can dig down as hard as you like. You can 4 or 5 days, it's easy.
Easy.
Easy. If you get a 2-day rebound.
Yeah. Ronnie, like a lot of his preps was like, I don't know what foods he ate on the high day, but I know that a lot of Ronnie's preps were the 6 low, 1 high.
Well, that's Chad's technique.
Exactly. So I wonder what the high was, and because Ronnie never really showed the high days, so I don't know what he ate on those days.
I don't know what
more Baby Ray's.
Yeah,
More Baby
more
masterpiece, more
just
masterpiece.
only Baby Ray's. You just like squirt it. No, I don't know what he did for Ronnie, but for me, Chad would just say take the day off.
Yeah,
And I would say, what does that mean? He said, just eat whatever the fuck you want.
I like that. I really like that.
That's
I do really
saying
like that.
that to you.
Yes.
There was some really gross fucking days, but
Was he aware of you by that point?
yeah, he was. But like James said, it worked really fucking well for me. But the only caveat is I will say for sure, it's probably the least healthy way to diet. Because you're just doing this. Like your body is just like
the metabolism stays responsive.
No, but I mean, like, think about it.
It does.
Think about it, because you're eating such little food during the week. Your body is probably pretty healthy. Your blood pressure is probably pretty low. Then all of a sudden,
blood pressure. Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Salt.
you slam it with like 8,000 calories of garbage, and you're like.
I think the way I did it anyway was like here, and then like I said, one, or I ended up being 2 days was like up here. And I think the better way to do it would be like here, right?
Yeah.
Your baseline is a little bit higher, so you're not digging down quite as extreme, and then you don't kick the fucking ass out of the Sunday just quite as much. And I think that way you really can.
Yeah,
that's how I used to. All my junior shows and stuff like that, all my early bodybuilding was like that. It was very similar to that approach.
And I also think of it like as you get leaner, you can start to creep that up, and then
you crank that day up like mad.
And then the other thing is, well, then you can start putting like a medium day midweek
in the middle,
just buff for how flat you're going towards.
Well, the only thing that comes with this approach is, and all of you know, is what it does to your arsehole. You know, those 2-3 days after that, it's just pure like stench coming out.
I remember Monday mornings I would start back again. I'd be like doing cardio, and I'd be like, my stomach.
You're fighting for the first. For the first hour of the day.
Dude, I'd get off that. I used to do the arc trainer in Rip Gym, and I'd get off that and I'd go into the bathroom and I'd be like fucking clear. Because you know what I mean? Like sometimes you need to like do a bit of cardio to get you moving.
Yeah, I have to.
After that,
but
cardio,
dude, I can't take a shit when I'm sweating. I can't. It's just gross.
Really?
Yeah.
If I have to shit, I have to shit. There's no stopping.
No, if I'm sweating,
that is true though, man. If it's got to come, it's got to go.
No. If I'm sweating from cardio, right, and I'm at the gym, there is no way I'm shitting at the gym. I'm going home.
I'll be that messy guy in the toilet sweating and pooing.
Nah, man. I'm
more because I'm pooing.
I'm gonna get that out. It's coming out. It's coming out. I'm not going home.
I'll be at the gym. I'll be at the gym because I won't make it home.
Look, you sound like Yannika's like that. Yannika's like she won't pee or poo in the gym.
I can piss in the gym. I can even shit in the gym.
No.
Not after. If I'm all drenched from cardio, it's extra gross.
Dude, it doesn't matter. If I'm post like a high day and I'm doing coffee, clean, your him bean right before cardio, and then I
can't even hold it.
Forget that.
Okay, I'm gonna be
coming out, man.
I don't want to talk about this anymore, but I'm gonna be extra gross for 1 minute.
Please do.
You can't wipe a sweaty ass. It's gross.
It is a bit weird.
Well, that's why the first few dry it, and then.
No, how are you going to dry it? What the fuck are you talking about?
Wet wipes. That's why wet wipes are essential.
No, but the wet wipes are for after the dry wipe.
Yeah.
Nah. I wet wipe every wipe.
Don't worry, man.
Use dry wipe. You don't use dry wipes at all?
Oh, no, I'm still going.
You must have used about 60 wet wipes till it disappears. Because I know when I have tried, it's very odd to get it to fully dry.
I'll do 2 wet wipes no matter what the situation.
I gotta go pee real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
go ahead, bro.
Take us with you.
Take us with you.
Yeah, we want to hear your week.
Okay, so Samson, you're what, 18 weeks out, 17 weeks out?
16. No, like 14, didn't we?
It's 14.
No, it's more than that. It's more than that. Surely.
15 and a half.
15,
yeah, it's 15 off. 15 off. Give yourself that week, bro.
Fuck, man, you're right.
We're 15, this week. We're 15 weeks this week.
That's crazy. That sounds so soon.
I didn't realize, like, because usually to me, like 12.
Wait, hang on. Texas is 12 weeks, and Texas is in 4. We're 16 this weekend.
Yeah, but to me, like in my mind, I think 16 is a real starting point for most diets.
Yeah,
and 12 or 14 is like, okay, we're getting serious now.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you're not moving by 12, then
yeah. Unless you're one of them odd lucky types to just get
shredded. Yeah, get shredded, no problem.
I hate this year because I know that I can't go for a show to try and qualify for the Olympia. It's really shit.
But you don't. But you don't want to.
We are 15 weeks this week.
Okay.
5th of November. We're 15 weeks this week.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
15 weeks, man. Holy shit.
I'll go
How do you feel
time.
about it, man? I mean, fuck. There's a lot of talk.
I know you just don't listen to it.
No. I don't mean the negative talk. Fuck all that shit.
No, I mean all of it. You even the good and the bad. You don't.
Oh, you don't listen to the good or bad. Okay.
That's a good approach.
Yeah, because I think I learned from last year as well. As much as the good adds pressure, the bad adds pressure. They both pressure. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so I think obviously doing the Olympia last year and then doing the Arnold.
Yeah.
One thing I learned that made the Arnold way more better. I just didn't listen to any of it. Yeah. And I think taking our approach into this one is us. You know, you kind of like you said, but you just block it out and just focus on your game. Because
do you think
as much as you get good talk, that also increases
the
pressure.
Well, because
it
does the same thing too. I mean, if somebody's like, "You're going to win the Olympia," then it kind of brings your head up, brings the pressure. And then if someone says, "You suck, you're going to lose," then it brings you down.
So at the end of the day, you just don't need any noise. All you need to do is do what you've been doing and concentrate on yourself because you know that's what equals the result.
Exactly.
Bang.
So let me ask you this, Samson: are you gonna try and avoid social media more during this prep, or are you just gonna?
I always try to avoid social media more because what I tend to do is, okay, you put out your content, but you don't take anything in. Is that that mindset of like, look, you're not gonna be strolling through.
So you're like,
you gotta
post it and walk away.
Yeah, you have to. I think you get to this one where you have to, because I remember last year, like I said last year, prepping for the Olympia last year, I remember how much he did get to me in the prep and how much he plays. He has an impact on you, and he makes something that's supposed to be a fun experience. Yeah, I remember last year I was doing my first Olympia. It was supposed to be, oh my God, your first Olympia. You know, you dreamt about this moment, but the whole prep, it made it really. Yeah, you don't enjoy it. You just end up being caught up and sucked into it. Whether you like it or not, no matter how strong you are mentally, you're gonna get sucked into it. It's just
that's true.
Fact. So I think, you know, you might go in there looking for like the validation, the good part of it, but even that becomes its own pressure. So I think being able to put places where you can just be like, I don't need to see any of it. I don't need to hear it. I just need to do the job that's in front of me. It works so much better.
Can I tell you something I realized? And this might come to a shock to people listening. I don't know one single pro that hasn't been affected by social media in a negative way at some point. Like I know people think, well, this guy's mentally strong or that guy's mentally strong.
They've all
just because you haven't seen them publicly say it
doesn't mean they don't.
Doesn't mean that they haven't felt it and said it to somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Because I can't think of a single fucking pro that I know like that hasn't at some point been like, fuck, like that shit bugged me or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. That's kind of like the Joe Rogan strategy. Post and then walk away. Don't read the comments. Yeah,
right. 100%.
Logan, sorry, go ahead, Samson.
I mean, you find yourself, you just feel like you're in a better place when you're able to do that. Like you then just find it, you just pay attention to more or less the active world that's around you and not the online one, and you feel like you're in a better place for it.
You know what I find happens to me, Samson, is even if I try and avoid things, fans will send it to me.
Yeah, because they do the exactly same thing.
It's like they're trying to look up. They're trying to look out for you, but you're like, but I don't want to see that. They're like, hey,
did you hear what this one said? Did you hear what he said? Like, oh, I don't care.
Logan, are you feeling any kind of pressure because you've been out for like 6 years?
I'm not. I'm finally coming out of retirement.
James, Logan's nickname is the Future, but he hasn't competed in 5 years. So we're gonna change it. To
it's because the future it hasn't come yet. It's still there. It's still there. That's why I call it the future. It's because it never stops.
Logan, I love you, man. You know I'm busting your balls. So it's been how long has it been? A year and a half since you competed, or
since 21 October of 21.
October 21, and it's been a year and a half. And I know you have a lot of fans, and people love your fucking physique. Are you feeling any pressure, like the kind of pressure Samson was talking about, to produce, or have you been out for so long that you feel like you kind of have an excuse if you don't do your absolute best? Like, do you feel pressure going in or no?
Not the pressure in the sense of like people who's watching me and things like that.
Yeah.
I actually feel better than I ever have with any prep before, because I personally know that this is the absolute best that I have done mentally, physically, emotionally, on every aspect. This has been the smoothest prep ever. So I know personally, no matter what placings that happen, no matter who's watching, I have already beaten every prep in the past.
Good. That's good.
So
focus
whatever I bring to the stage is just going to be a byproduct of me finally accomplishing everything I wanted to personally.
Logan, what's your ultimate goal, man? Do you see yourself in that top 5 at the Olympia one day? Like, I think you have the potential for it, but like, do you see yourself that way?
I don't know. No, to be honest with you, no.
I mean, we said this on the podcast I just did a couple days ago. Sometimes you have to hit a check mark or a checkpoint before you can see
next one to be visible.
see the next checkpoint. So you're still looking at that first checkpoint of just winning a show.
Dude, I'm still looking at the first checkpoint of doing a show.
Doing well. Yeah. Just getting on stage.
I mean, like, I was talking to my coach about this, and this is the crazy thing is that I'm getting ready for my pro debut, first time stepping on stage, and this is where I do agree with Samson, or do kind of like not listen to it. First I hear people saying, oh, you could actually do this, or you could actually make a statement, or this or that, and I'm like, wait,
Don't put that pressure on. Don't put that pressure on me.
I'm like, no. I'm enjoying this process.
Yeah.
And checking off the list and checking off everything I've been wanting to check off.
Right. But you know, at some point, Logan, with great power comes great responsibility. So you're not.
Am I Spider-Man now?
Yeah. No. Listen.
I mean,
look at
Samson. I know I can't avoid it.
What I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is you may be able to get away with it now, but at some point, if you want to be great, you're going to have to learn to deal with it, because if you don't, you'll never be great. And I can speak from my own personal experience, right?
I think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, like, I think those people who don't learn how to take it in and deal with it, it will cripple you and hurt your physical abilities. And I've been there. So I think even though Samson's saying he's avoiding it, he knows he can't fully avoid it. He just had to go to
sure.
Right. Like he's got to do appearances. He's got to do interviews. He's got to do stuff where people are going to talk about it. So I'm saying right now, because you're starting, of course you can still kind of lay low.
Yes.
But if your aspirations get to a certain point, you have to start to
100%. And I'm not blind to that. And I know that, and this is just something I'm not blind to. Like, this happened just like a few weeks ago, where I saw Milos, Chris Cormier, they're liking and commenting on my stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people are seeing this. So I'm like, good or bad, this is going to put my name somewhere out there, and I'm going to have to learn. This is going to be my stepping stone on learning, having this many eyes on me. Yeah. It's different than being an amateur and then coming into the pro ranks and seeing who's looking at you.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I haven't, like you said, but I do think it's easier to do this now.
Yeah.
But I'm doing this because I truly love it.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it and I'm posting what I want to post.
But just remember, those two things aren't mutually exclusive. Like, you can.
No, I agree.
I can say I love it and I'm doing it because I love it, and I can also say I'm doing it because it's a career and I want to earn money, and can I also say I'm doing it because I want to be great. Like, those things are all. You don't. It doesn't have to be one or the other, right? You can do it for all of those reasons.
For sure. I agree.
Anyway, so you got 16 days, you said, and it's your pro debut. Are you doing anything after this, or are you just focused on the one show?
Just focused on the one show. She already said, I mean, whatever happens, it feels weird to even say these words, but if we qualify, she goes, then we're doing it, of course.
Yeah.
But she goes, if not, she goes, then we'll just gather our thoughts afterwards, see how your body's responding, how you're mentally doing, and then we'll go from there. Thing is, I know I don't have too many shows to do for the rest of the year, I think, to qualify for this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
Texas is in your backyard.
Well, Texas is right after Tampa, right?
Yeah, it's
2 weeks.
Well,
2 weeks.
and that was the other one I was already thinking of. I was like, if depending on how Tampa goes, I was like, Texas is right there.
So you're living in Texas right now?
Yeah, I'm in New Braunfels.
Logan, what's your weight in those pictures that we looked at? Or right now, what's your weight?
This morning 208.
And what's the cutoff for your class?
200.
Oh fuck! So you got to drop 8 more pounds.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
5'9".
I thought you were taller than that for some reason.
Everyone thinks I'm at least like 6 foot something.
It's your fucking your proportions make you look.
It's the way I know, and it no.
Well, 8 more pounds, and you don't think you're gonna have any problem?
No,
Okay.
not worried about it. The lowest we've gotten so far is 203.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you've already been down.
Yeah, we've been down and everything, but like we don't want to peak too soon or do anything. So once we get down there, we throw it back up to what my body can kind of balance itself back out, and then what we're doing now is coming back down to.
Yeah. That's what my last year.
Get ready for this.
Samson, before we get into questions, did you buy that McLaren yet?
Ooh.
No.
No.
Oh, it's coming though.
You still test driving?
I drove it for we drove it in.
Oh, that's right. We drove it in Hamilton.
I enjoyed that. That was the longest drive ever. That's all satiate my longing for it for a while.
Okay.
So,
So basically, to save you from spending $400,000, you just have to fly here, go for a drive.
Drive it for an hour or two, but
Way cheaper. That's way cheaper.
All right. Let's do some questions and then we'll go. This is when are we welcoming Sam to the podcast? So I don't know, James, have you seen this new kid I signed?
Yeah, I saw the video when he first put the video out, and I said it was a really good video. And then he's a lump.
Kid's a freak.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good.
Sam will be on the podcast eventually. Construct the perfect bodybuilder, for example, Arnold chest, Rami quads, Dorian's back, etc., etc. James.
One body part each should we pick? So then it's not like a long-winded. So if I start,
man.
Okay,
start on like
go ahead, you start.
Kevin Laverne triceps.
Oh, good one. Samson.
Ronnie's back.
Ben.
Shit. Bill's shoulders.
Who?
Bill.
Phil's shoulders.
So we're looking pretty good so far.
Logan.
Oh man, I don't know. I've been thinking of legs this entire time, and I cannot pick someone. I don't want to go. Someone go. I'm out of people. No one else can go. I don't know, man. I can't think of.
What do you mean? There's so many guys
The
with
next
great,
reason,
great legs.
well, I think he already said Ronnie's back. I don't want to say Ronnie's legs too.
Why?
But if you believe those legs are the best.
All right, his
Ronnie's
legs-
quads.
Well, I was thinking of overall leg. Like I know Rain.
No.
Do a quad. Do a
Body part.
Do a quad and then a ham, or one or the other.
Oh, a quad. Okay. A quad then a ham. Actually, I could do that. I could do actually Ramy's quads.
I'm gonna say Ronnie's chest.
And then we just need some hamstrings now.
That really big fucking hamstring.
I was gonna say Phil's hamstrings.
Mustafa Muhammad. Remember that guy? You remember
Yeah,
him?
I remember him, but I'm thinking from like a gnarly. I'm thinking of Nick's from a gnarly point of view.
I'm thinking like Phil. I don't know. I think Phil's hamstrings are just
that was ill.
nice, man.
What about
Hey,
abs? Like Brandon's abs?
Ahmed Hyder.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know he's 212, but Flex Lewis always had some good hamstrings.
Here, look at these fucking legs. Look at these
Nice
fucking
lines.
legs. Look at these fucking legs.
He did have big
Oh, I've
legs.
seen this guy. Dude, his fucking quad turn.
Oh,
Yeah, he did have good
Jeez,
quads.
dude.
See if I can find a hamstring shot.
We can do like Branch Warren quads too.
Oh yeah, Branch has got really good legs. To be fair, fuck.
Branch has
Especially-
got some.
Yeah, that's a hard one actually. Very dug out hamstrings, Branch one.
Yeah, I would say Branch has some great.
Oh, look,
legs,
speak
too.
of the look who they got
There you
compared.
go, right there.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that, man.
I could
I
do
might have to go
I could
quads. We could go for quads. You could go for, but I'd go hamstrings for Branch, man. Just feel like he's
branch hamstrings.
Oh, we forgot Kai's hamstrings.
Kai's good as well.
Ooh.
I'd still pick. I'm still going to pick Branch.
I'm going to go Kai's hamstrings.
All right, so that's our perfect body. Oh, abs. You said Brad.
We don't have to go with Kai's hamstrings. I'm saying I like his hamstrings. I think.
Well, I felt like that was a fun game because we couldn't pick each other's. We've made an amalgamation.
We should have AI put this together like this exact.
I know we should literally.
Look at
that.
Where did that go? One second. Where did that go? Right here. Look at this. Look at this. Fucking just jet out.
Holy shit. That's there's
yeah, that's
dude,
and that's not even Kai at his fullest. That's young Kai.
I mean, that's literal total separation from glute to hamstring. That's
it must have quads. It must have been
as well. It must have been the Jefferson squats, lads.
It had to be. It had to be.
There's no other answer.
There's one kneeling shot.
Look at that, man.
There's one.
What the hell?
There's one shot of Kai.
That was my favorite Kai, New York Pro. That was
like this. Look at this.
Oh, look at the width of it.
His hamstring's having a baby.
But look at the quad as well. Actually, when the quad is stripped on him, it's just mad.
That man was a monster, dude.
This is a
frustration off season.
Guest posing. It's like, this is the one I was thinking of. See where he's kneeling? Look at this fucking hand. It's like
that's a New York Pro still, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my favorite look. 2011. I think it was. Yeah, sick.
Man,
that's the comeback show.
It's like he's got two glutes, just like fucking.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so
okay.
That's our body.
Oh, and then for abs, I was thinking Ahmed Hyder. You guys remember Ahmed Hyder?
Yeah, very good midsection.
I don't think Logan knows who it is. He's a little too young.
Do you know I'm a fan of physique-wise, Ben, and this is just an honorable mention because of abs. Is it Bob Waterhouse?
Oh yeah, he's got a great physique.
I love his physique. I feel like he should have won that last show.
Look at these fucking abs.
Ooh.
Tremendous.
It's not even fucking real. They're just like.
Yeah, they were crazy.
That's why I think like Roden and Brandon could be in a shout for their midsections as well. Brandon's midsection is pretty.
Brandon's is exceptional. Roden's after the surgery was probably a bit better, and then but Brandon's was always like he's never actually had an issue, has he?
I always liked, despite the person, but Sean Ray's abs.
Okay, we're gonna stop playing there.
Despite that,
we're gonna skip that one. If you could have the physique of any non-Olympia winner, who would it be? Non-Olympia winner.
I would say
Justin Compton.
Oh,
that's a good one.
I'd want to look like Justin, bro. I'd just be like, oh, fucking double arms.
Flex Wheeler.
Yeah.
Leela Brada.
I'm saying it's Compton, bro.
Leela Brada?
Leela Brada.
That's a nice physique.
Branch.
Kevin.
Branch.
Just he's got gnarly.
I'm going in gnarly, bro.
Kevin
Levrone. Yeah.
Hey, freaking
Kai.
I was going to say Kai.
That's mad.
Okay, this is a long one. I don't know if I want to read it. No. PEDs. In order, what is the most useless you've taken? I don't want it. There's no such thing. Okay. I don't want it. If you could pick one person in their prime to be your training partner, alive or dead, who would it be? Let's skip this one. How do you feel about? No, I don't feel anything about that.
I feel that
one. Since women have the fitness division where they show what the body can do you think men should have a power building division where it's also almost like powerlifting competition mixed with a bodybuilding show?
That's what they tried to do with that thing, didn't they? What was it called?
Power League.
Yeah, and it's
Power League. Yeah.
And they got a bunch of people fucking injured, right?
Yeah. I don't think the two categories care. Like, I think the people that are watching bodybuilding shows want to look at the physique, and the people that are watching the fitness shit want to watch fitness, and they don't care about the physique. Yeah. So it's like you're making two people watch two things like something they don't want to see.
They don't want to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fitness people are people that are interested in gymnastics and stuff.
Look, you get to see what the guys are doing on their YouTube videos when they're putting training videos up in the preps. Then you're seeing them lift and squat and bench and
Yep.
Well, yeah, they're a bit. That's true.
What are your thoughts? Nope.
No thoughts.
Is Ian gifted enough? No, it's not Ian. Sorry. Is Keon gifted enough to be in the top 6 open guy one day?
Yeah, we said this that he could, didn't we?
Yeah.
We said on the previous podcast that he certainly got it in him.
I think
it'd be silly to say otherwise.
if he can put the size on and keep his lines, there's absolutely no reason why he can't do what Derek has done.
Like if he was 220, 225.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's exceptional.
If you have leftover food and put it in the fridge after, how many days before you can't eat it and throw it out?
Depends
I don't
what it
have
is.
leftover.
Depends on the
Month
food.
Depends what
or
type.
so.
Yeah, it depends on the content. If it's rice,
Weird.
it's not so good. But if it's
Why?
a
I
bit of
thought-
chicken breast,
I thought rice lasts a while, doesn't it?
no, rice is the one that actually gets bacteria a lot versus
Yeah,
meat.
don't
Yeah.
play with rice.
Yeah.
Rice will
Is it
fucking
really?
make you throw
Yeah,
up
rice
real
is the
bad.
one that's like very, very bacteria ridden.
That's why my
Really?
stomach's always.
That's why you've always
fucked
got a fucked up stomach, bro. Yeah.
I'll do
Always trying to
2
go
days.
pizza.
I'll do 2 days on rice if it's
Really?
well kept.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tuttle used to always say to me about rice being a bit of an issue.
No.
I always
Don't
thought
play with rice.
rice is just starch. I'm like, it sits in the fridge.
Yeah,
it's
no,
fine.
it draws
Don't.
bacteria very easily.
Don't play
Dang.
with rice, man. Don't play with rice.
Don't
So-
play
That's,
with
what
rice.
that's why they say don't reheat it. You shouldn't. You're not actually meant to reheat
So
rice.
if you leave your rice in the steamer all day, is that bad?
I do that because I feel like if you keep it hot, it's fine. But I don't know if it's.
But that's just your own theory.
I'm like it's staying warm enough to keep the bacteria away. Well, I don't know. I do that though.
Or it's at the right temperature for the bacteria
Where it
to
comes in,
grow.
it's like
To flourish. Like-
that's one of them questions. Like I always refer to Chris because he's so
Well,
into the food.
let's refer to Google. Let's find out.
We can refer to Google.
Yeah.
I do reheat the rice. I'm not eating cold rice.
Yeah, they
Oh,
they're just quite anal about rice.
Well, some people they go too far with things. So
Technique for rice. Okay, this is a technique now. We're talking about a bit deeper. we're going deep.
As with many dry
No.
foods.
Yeah, but
cooked
that's
rice,
non-cooked.
cooked,
That's
cooked.
you need cooked rice. Because then we got the real info.
If not eaten immediately, cooled cooked rice should be stored in a shallow container, covered tightly, and refrigerated. Rice can be refrigerated for 3 to 5 days. See?
Yeah, but only
Or-
immediately.
What do you mean immediately? What are you talking about? If not eaten immediately. So if I don't eat all of it, I could put it in the fridge for 3 to 5 days, or frozen up to 6 months. Cooked rice.
And not freezing rice.
No, I know,
Yeah.
I know, but this is
Fuck
the part.
that.
This is the part that I thought was strange because I do 3 to 5 days with my rice.
Yeah, I think like but you're the type.
But by
you feel-
day 3, I should have eaten it all by then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
Yeah.
making so much that I've got 5 days worth of rice.
rice
Yeah.
is very bacteria ridden.
Wait.
Let's
How
make this.
long can you leave rice in the rice cooker before it's
Dying.
bad?
Freaking Google.
How long is rice good for in a rice cooker? What is
Up to
this?
12
generally-
hours.
Yes, that's why it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Then.
Yeah, it's good.
See?
10 to 12 hours.
But see,
it warm,
but only if it stays warm. You can't let it.
Keep warm. Turn it on temperature higher than 140 Fahrenheit.
So leaving it overnight in the steamer and then eating it in the morning is not a good idea.
Risky
Unless it's
business.
on.
Mate.
Unless you've left it on warm. You need it on warm.
Make sure you got
Yeah,
your
yeah.
wet wipes.
Oh no, because then again, it depends what time of night you cooked it. Yeah, obviously it's over 12 hours, mate.
I need more than 2 wet wipes if I've left the rice in the rice cooker.
Oh,
overnight.
definitely.
More than 2.
Fucking bad.
I just need a shower of that off.
Would Hostile ever consider sponsoring a powerlifting athlete? I'm sure one day. Are you coming to the Texas Pro? Potentially. Will
You
Classic?
just answering these yourself, yeah. We'll just listen.
Yeah, that's what I'm just kind of breezing through these. Will Classic overtake Open in popularity?
Maybe move on.
Who has the best genetics in bodybuilding?
Who has the best genetics in bodybuilding?
Come on, Ben, give it to me.
The best genetics in bodybuilding, Keon.
Samson, next.
Boom.
Any plans on getting Sam to compete? Yes. Next. Has Hunter ever tried any of your hostile products? Yes. Next.
Yes.
Boom.
Well,
Rapid fire.
We will help feedback something that's important between friends.
Well,
Is
I'm
it?
not saying he
It's
uses
just,
it. I'm saying
no, it's just
I
we've
wanted to see
all-
what he thought. Yeah.
we've all been in a position where we're like, do you mind trying something to give me some feedback?
Yeah, of course.
Well, and also when he's been around, we're like, oh, what have you got? Cool, give me.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
sip
of
that.
course. Yeah, I'll have that,
Mhm.
mate.
Yeah, I've tried the Librata stuff. It's fucking great.
Bro, I think
What I
everyone's
have-
had a lean.
Pineapple.
What I
Everyone's
have,
had a lean body. Everyone's had a lean
No,
body.
no. I had the for the performance series. I had the
It's a
Intra
good
R3,
series.
not Intra R3. It's their Intra. It's called whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
it's good stuff.
It was pineapple. It was fucking delicious.
See,
Their lean body shakes are delicious too.
I don't think
use RTD.
I don't think I've ever had a
RTDs.
lean body shake.
they're really nice.
Really?
They're really
Good.
good.
Let's see. If your wives all prepped for a show, who is coming in peak the best?
Well, it's about, we got one. We got professional.
Donnie's
You
is a pro.
Yeah, Denise is like 15 days out, so
Yeah, she's
Donnie's
like
right now.
ready.
Donnie's is a pro. Melissa's a pro.
I wish Yannicka would do a show because I'd like to see her in shape.
Summer's done a few. Summer's done 3 shows, but she's definitely the least amount of muscle of all the wives, I think.
I think if Ben coached Yannicka into a show, I think she'd do pretty well.
Well, if she's dead, if she's barbell rowing 3 plates, then yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I do 3. I do 3.
Yeah, I heard her. We were talking on the phone one day, and I said, "Okay, James, we're about to train back.
Rose. How much should
We're
we
gonna
lift?
do
You
some
said.
Yeah, and then James goes, and then Paul goes, I think I can do 2. And all you hear is Yannicka in the background go, I could do 3. I'm like, oh,
she can row 3
No,
plates.
she can't row 3. She's changed it.
Oh, damn! I'm like, what?
She'll T-bar row. She'll T-bar row like 3.
Okay.
She's trying to be hard.
I mean, I've been like 3 plates aside on the barbell. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
Dang,
man.
dude.
Serious.
That demoralized me. I wouldn't even hang around with her if that's the case.
You back her off on the animal.
I'd be like, you're not coming to the gym with me today.
do you think the bro split will ever come back to being the most popular? I started training in 2002, and bro split was the way. No, now it seems like 90% of people are doing push-pull legs. I don't see that.
I don't think bro split will be the most popular just because you've got guys like RP, the RP guy, that talk about mostly every other type of split. I think it's popular still, bro split, but it's just not spoken about.
But I think, so
it's because it's not sexy on science, so they don't talk about it on channels.
So I think
true.
I think like the traditional bro split may be rare. Like I don't think anybody's doing 1 body part a day, but I know a lot of us do 2.
Yeah, like Dorian.
Like I'll do sometimes I'll do chest and shoulders together. Sometimes I'll do like shoulders and triceps. Like I'm not opposed to doing 2 body parts in a day.
So that's me.
Chest and triceps.
Wait,
chest and triceps and back and biceps to me is almost a bro split.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought. But I think when they say it, I think they mean like the 1 body part a day.
Yeah, arms. They do arms.
Arms together. Arms together.
Yeah, I do that though.
You're pretty much pro spin, yeah.
Yeah, I do that. There's only 2 muscle groups I put with something else, but majority of my body parts I do it by myself.
Yeah, and then you might throw in a little bit extra. On, I suppose you say.
So like when I do chest, I'll do calves because they're so easy to just throw in there. If you're doing traps with arms or something like that, easy to throw in there. But majority of the big muscle group just do that on themselves.
So Samson, if you're training, you probably train back by itself, chest by itself, shoulders by itself,
shoulder by itself, legs by itself.
So arms, but when you say legs, you're training quads and hamstrings together.
Quads and hamstrings together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say this.
But he also has good legs, so if
he can do that.
If he didn't, then you would need to split.
Then I will split those up.
I will say that I do notice a lot of the programs that are pushed out these days, the people that promote them aren't the most muscular.
No.
Not in a disrespectful way, but they're not they're not. There's guys that are bigger. Like you look at Samson. Samson's one of the most muscled people on the entire planet and doing a bro split. So I do like push-pull legs for my sanity because I feel like I'm getting more work done. So when I'm in the gym, I feel more fulfilled.
Yeah, but
does it make me bigger? I don't know.
But
See,
James, that's
I
it's
don't like push-pull legs, and I never enjoyed it for myself, and I don't enjoy giving it to my athletes either.
James, can I ask you a question? Because I always
Yeah, of
feel like
course.
I get less work done when I'm doing push-pull legs.
I think it's because I train twice a week typically when I do that, because I do like 3 days on, 1 or 3 days on. So it's like 6 workouts in a week. So I feel like I'm getting a lot done.
Yeah.
And it's always a little bit modified as well. Like my push-pull legs isn't just straightforward. I normally do the biceps with legs, and then I do. So it's not quite as traditional, but I do like a bro split. But by the time I've done like 3 or 4 workouts, I miss training that body part again. Like if I did chest on a Monday, I'd be like, I can't wait till Monday to fucking hit it again.
But James, you see, it's funny what you said about the people who are giving advice are not the most muscular. But I think what's interesting about it is if you see somebody who speaks well, you generally give them credit. You're like, oh, that guy's got a degree. This guy's got whatever. This guy knows all the science. Okay. But experience matters.
100%.
So if you come to me, if you're a brand new kid and you come to me with the gym, I can make you do exercises that are going to trigger stimulus in your body part more than anyone else or equal to.
Yeah.
But I don't know the fucking terminology. I'm not going to sit here and tell you
that's the thing.
So it's like, I feel like when people know the biomechanical terminology,
Shadows.
That guy must know what he's talking about. That guy.
Oh yeah.
But then if you take a guy like Samson or you or Ben, who's been doing it for a long time, or me, or even Logan, then you're like, people are like, well, they don't really know what they're doing. It's just genetic. Or it's almost like people look at the biggest guys and go, well, it's just genetics and drugs. They don't really know.
Drugs.
Dude, it's drugs. Drugs is the number one.
And I'm like,
what cycle you on, bro?
I will say, in my coach, just take me as a coach, forget me as a bodybuilder. What I have seen and witnessed is the guys that are at the highest level are not pushing as many drugs as the guy is at the lowest level.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And everyone will always say that we chat shit, but that's the truth.
But just going back to that point, though, James, I find it strange that if you're in any other sport, like let's say you're a race car driver, the
fastest guy is the guy you want to know.
The guy who's driving his car the fastest, you want to know the team. Like, what did you guys do to that car, and what does that driver know that the rest of the guys don't know? Or if you're the best quarterback on the football field, who's his quarterback coach? What's he doing that we're not doing? But
do you know what it is?
What is it?
It's impatience. So
I don't think that's it.
It's impatience most of the time. The reason I say that is because
in what way? Explain that.
So people will adopt an approach like Samson.
Yeah.
It doesn't come fast enough. Then someone else is saying something that is sold to them to be the answer. Okay. Yeah. And then they're like, okay, well, that's why it wasn't working, because I'm not genetically.
I didn't know the technical. Yeah.
And then that's it. It's very easy. Most people doubt themselves. Most people have self-doubt.
A lot of them are not genetically blessed enough to be patient enough for the plan to follow through.
Patience is the key to most of it.
Well, it's also not sexy. It's like if you come to me and you say, look, it's basic movements, it's 5 fucking days a week, and it's just on repeat. Yeah. That's it. Well, that doesn't sound very, very articulate. I remember giving a diet to a guy back when I was an amateur. I turned pro 1 year before him. He's like, can you give me a diet? So I gave him my diet. It was legit my off-season diet. He told a friend of mine, he's like, oh, he just gave me some shit out of Flex magazine. This can't be his diet. And I'm like, no, that was my
That's
fucking
literally diet. Why
it's just the same fucking shit over and over and over and over again.
Literally every day.
And I think when people hear like the science guys, not that it's bad, not that science is bad, but I think when people hear like someone like a Brad Schoenfeld or someone like a Mike Israetel, it's not that they don't know what they're talking about, but I feel like they're giving them more answers. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, it's because of that.
Yeah.
And like you said, James, it's maybe not. They don't put the pressure on themselves and say, oh, maybe it's just it hasn't been enough time. Yeah. Maybe I haven't. They
haven't been doing it long enough to need those answers.
That's right.
You know, like I look at someone like John Jewett, and I think John's very clever, and I think John's put in the work and done what we've done.
Yes.
Felt that something's slightly off, and then researched on top of his experience already to then tweak things further to be better. And it shows because he does prove himself. Yeah. That's different because he's the fundamentals and the basics have been done, and he's built so much fucking muscle and tissue and base level off of what we do.
Yeah.
And then the science can come later. But to put science as your foremost application before everything else, is where people miss the point. And that's, let's say it's an impatience to do the shit that's boring first. A lot of the time.
People were trying to outsmart the bot, like outsmart things.
Trick the body, tell the biceps how to grow.
Hack.
I can
Find
make
the
you grow
hack
if I
and-
train
or-
you more frequently or some shit.
This is what I
But
like.
there seems to be this like you were saying, the sexiness thing of like asking somebody how little cardio they're doing to get in shape.
Yeah.
Why is that a thing now? Like you're bragging that you did less cardio. Like, so fucking
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah, true.
What happened to I'm earning my condition through fucking grit and hard work. Now it's like
Literally.
this, I managed to get in shape while still eating this, while still doing this little cardio, while still being able to enjoy my life. That's not bodybuilding to me.
I remember
No,
I remember
it's true.
that, and I could be wrong, so nobody fucking quote me, but I think I remember that starting with George Farah. Because I remember when George Farah started becoming more popular as a coach, one of his claims to fame, and his athletes were his athletes were in shape. His athletes were in shape. I'm not gonna say they weren't, but one of his claims to fame was, my athletes only do minimal cardio, 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever it was. And I could be wrong, but I remember that being like, oh, George has like the formula. Like we don't have to do all this cardio. You don't have to do all that.
Magic touch.
And if
I don't know, man. I got my guys doing a lot of cardio.
I don't know, man. I think
will tell you.
if that works, it's fine. But I just, yeah, I don't want to delve too far into it. I get what you're saying, though, James. I think people should trust. I guess ultimately my point is you should trust experience as much as science, because both are valuable.
Absolutely. I think so as well.
Okay, we'll do one more and then we'll go, or two more. We'll see. When is James going to eat all those nuggets?
Soon. I should do it now while I'm fucking resting, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should. When are you going to do the nuggets? But do a YouTube video. You need
Ooh.
content.
Yeah, I do need content actually. I could do it. Maybe I am actually really hungry. This surgery's made me hungry. So maybe I should just do it. Fuck it.
Fouad, talk about the time you ate 200 pieces of sushi. I have no idea. I have no idea what that guy's talking about. If you guys were all in your prime, who would win in a wrestling match?
Probably Samson. Look at the size of
The
him.
wrestling match.
Look at the size of Samson. It's just a big unit.
Fucking wrestling match?
I
It's
would
taking us down.
I can't move for shit.
I would probably tear 10 muscles trying to wrestle, so I'm out. Who would have the most genetically gifted kid out of the group for bodybuilding?
Ian and Melissa.
Samson and Mel.
Mel's fucking like West Mel's home country.
Oh,
Poland.
Yeah, Polish don't fuck about, bro.
I think there's a fight between Ian and Melissa's kid, though. I'm
not saying it's.
I feel like a bit of Nigerian and Polish power, bro.
Yeah,
That's a crazy blend.
I'm not saying it's not a great matchup, but I think Samson's gonna take that one. Question for all of you guys: if you had to bet money, how likely is it that Samson wins the Olympia this year? All friend bias removed.
If we have to spend, I could put £200. Like I'd put £200 down.
I will say this.
But you don't have to listen to this, Samson, because we said earlier, I know your methods are. So maybe just mute us for a second.
Yeah.
No. This is. I'll give you one that's not going to be. It's very neutral, but it's very. I feel like it's very honest. This Olympia, I think anybody could win. I really think it could be. I really honestly think it could be Hottie again. It could be Derek. It could be Samson. I feel like Hunter's going to move up. I feel like Nick, depending on how big he gets and if he can bring up his legs, stands a chance.
Yeah, I think there's 6 people or so.
And then Brandon, I don't know if Brandon's coming back or not. I don't know if he's been training. I don't know what he's going to look like.
Win.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the biggest outside chance to win it out of that top
Listen,
6.
I've said this before, and I people could disagree with me. Last year when he was 4th, I think the only reason he was 4th is because he wasn't crisp. He was just as big as everybody else on that stage.
Yeah, no, he is mega.
And in fact, he looked rounder than some of the other guys. He just They went
just
too full.
crispy.
They went too full, and he missed the mark. If he can bring that size back with more condition, there's no reason why he can't be at the top again.
I feel like every year that goes by, I don't think he's going to get better.
No, I agree with you. The likelihood,
I do think that the likes of Derek, especially Samson, especially Nick, Hunter, those guys are getting better.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. There's obviously.
Oh, and Andrew. Fuck Andrew too.
No, there's more.
Andrew, yeah.
There's more of a probability that Brandon is obviously not going to be at his best. I'm just saying last year, I didn't think he was bad. I just thought he was off a little bit. But yeah, and then Andrew's another one. Rami, unless he's got his body parts fixed, I feel he's gonna have a tough time because it's such an imbalance with his arms being downsized. It
throws everything off.
It creates such an imbalance in his physique.
Yeah, the one that
dominates.
One that the others don't have. They have the balance. So
the one thing I will say is Andrew's back has come up quite a bit. So if they can improve on the conditioning from the Arnold while maintaining his fullness.
But for Andrew, I think all he's got to do is keep training how he was when he was in Dubai, because that's what worked.
Oh,
because Andrew put on some muscle in his off season in Dubai where he's doing some T-bar rows, he's doing some heavy fucking seal rows, and I know he does some other stuff over here. Yeah. He's a mate, and I like it, and I want him to be his best.
Yeah,
just don't be afraid to keep lifting fucking heavy, man, because you're a big dude. That's why you've got the muscle you've got, and I think for you to keep it, some of that shit's got to stay there. And I hope it does. Yeah. That's just me as a mate saying that.
Yeah,
you're gonna get a DM from Crew. You're getting a DM.
Oh, I don't. I get DM from whoever, but like I said, I just don't stop doing what you built your muscle, because you definitely grew a lot and you were doing some really good movements. I messaged Andrew the other day. So just keep doing your thing, man.
Do you think? And I don't know, because I try not to look too much myself. Do you think he, condition-wise for Texas, and obviously Olympia's way away, do you think he's gonna have to suck down a bit too hard?
I don't know. I don't know. I think if you keep,
when I saw that Bev's gym look was 6 weeks out, and I was like, you're gonna have to drop the hammer.
Go ahead, Samson.
I think looking the way Hunter's looking, I think Hunter is probably ahead in that one.
Okay.
I gotta say, as of right now, from the updates I've seen on both of them, I think if he doesn't suck down as hard as he did at the Arnold, if not harder, Hunter will probably take it.
I think Hunter, if he peaks right, can beat him. But the only thing I'll say for bodybuilders like Andrew, Samson has this too. Flex Wheeler had this too. When your shape is so superior, you don't have to be as conditioned.
True.
Your body is so impressive and your structure is so impressive that the conditioning isn't necessarily your strongest suit anyway, and you don't have to be
like if you look at Arnold, Samson, the fact he was nice and full and you're like large and in good condition. I would say Andrew was,
but was harder.
No, Andrew might have been a bit harder, but it didn't help him against you as your with your silhouette filled out. And that's what we're saying about a silhouette like you guys, if it's full, can carry you actually a little bit further than if it's super dialed down and a little bit sucked down. Yeah, because that was what I heard. I heard at the Arnold, like only after in the aftermath, like Arnold, Andrew was too sucked down.
Yeah, we saw that.
And that's what I heard. So that's what it is.
Okay, so here's another question. Do you think Andrew's Arnold look would have placed him higher at last year's Olympia?
Yeah, I think maybe a couple of spots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because Hunter was off, and I think because Andrew wasn't on at all either. Like I shouldn't say at all, but they were both off. So I think Hunter was still able to stay ahead of him. But I think Hunter being peaked perfectly is probably still going to be better than Andrew. But you can never say for sure with a structure like that.
They're very different, and
that's all I'm saying.
It's
like I would say bodybuilding criteria wise, sure, Hunter has a beautiful shape. He's going to be big and he's going to be conditioned, so he should win. If Andrew's not as conditioned, but when you see them next to each other, because the shape is so beautiful, he might not have to be as shredded as Hunter to beat him.
But that's what my question was when I saw that Bev's. When he was in with Steve and Acito in the posing room, the sixth, he might be one of these like Nathan Diasha gets in shape like fucking quick.
8 weeks. Yeah.
Like if they do a shotgun prep in 6 weeks, that can be enough. I'm curious to see how much he can do in 6 weeks and keep that added thickness on his back, because that's always the risk, right? He didn't have that long for that new tissue development to stick, but then he's a freak, so maybe it does stick.
But you got to remember, but you have to remember that. So that, I feel like that old bodybuilding logic might be thrown out the window with some of these guys. Because I remember when Samson was 330 last year, start of his prep, people were like, "Oh yeah, that's off season. Let's see how much of it sticks around."
If he can keep it, yeah.
And then he got on stage at 290, and he was still bigger than everybody else.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, genuinely as a fan, I'm super curious and interested, because I'm like, oh, if he can, like, it's a different look.
I think guys like Andrew and Samson don't live by the same rules as most other guys because their genetics are just different.
I think as long as the guys train how they trained in their off season and carry it through, then they will sustain what they need and get in shape. Because
Logan's fucking over there just skinning up some weed. Look, mate, we're having a conversation here.
Wrong. No, I'm not.
That was a grinder. I saw a fucking grinder.
No, I'm moving it. I'm moving out of my way. I've got my next meal again.
His next meal is
his next meal. He's rolling it up.
It's vegetation. It's vegetables. He's all right. Oh, no, it's fruit. He's only enough fruit.
So I eat first, then I smoke, and then I got to do my cardio. So I'm getting everything ready. I got to get ready to go.
And herbs is the secret. Protein and herbs.
Hey, man,
special.
It's working. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, the best thing is it's an awesome.
It's a great show.
It's an awesome time in bodybuilding. I'll tell you.
We got a good show. We got a good show this weekend. Got a good show coming up.
Yeah, there's like Tampa's going to be, and actually, you know what? Chicago is coming up. This is probably going to. This is probably
De La Rosa's jumped in.
Yeah, this is probably going to air the day after Chicago, so this is going to be after the point. But it's good. It's interesting that John and Stan jumped in, and if I predicted on a previous podcast that if John is at his best or even like his old self,
he's won 2 or 3 pro shows.
He could win. Yeah, he could win that show.
I love John. He's so balanced.
Oh yeah.
I hope John's his best now, but I think he gets better. Actually, he does more shows, so I kind of hope he does a few more, because in the history I've noticed that he gets better. So I'd like to see him get even better.
Well, it's going to be cool because we have some like the Chicago, and then we have some really good shows coming up with Tampa, Texas, and then I think there's a big man Spain next weekend that Roman's going to be in.
Yeah, there is that could be his show, man. That could be his show.
I hope Roman can fucking take that one, and then the fucking Olympia is like it's not a foregone conclusion for anybody.
No.
So it's going to be
you've got the flex in Italy with Regan and Good Vito and a few other boys.
Oh,
Nathan's getting ready. Nathan's getting ready for something.
He's getting ready for that flex one.
You know
yes.
We didn't
there you
even,
go.
Not that we're going to make this any longer because we got to go, but we forgot to mention, even though we mentioned those top 6, there are a lot of fucking dark horses like Good Vito, like Michael Crizzo, now that he's figured out his fucking conditioning.
Crizzo is very good. I rate Crizzo.
Is it Michael Crizzo?
Yeah.
Crizzo, Vito, Regan's put on a ton of exercise. Who knows where the fuck he's going to be?
Yeah.
You know, Ian's doing a different style of training right now, so who knows how his physique is going to come back.
Wow.
It's just
it's going to be great.
It's going to be a fucking.
I'm just going to watch eagerly.
The open. Are you coming out, James?
When is it?
November
4th, 5th, right?
Yeah,
I haven't got nothing. Yeah, I haven't got nothing booked in for November. So
we're not going to have a booth or anything, so you should come as.
I might be huge. Hopefully, I can be huge by then. And then after this, massive.
You're not huge now, and you have really nice tits now.
Yeah, you have titties.
I don't know. I'll be there. I'll come join the party.
You're going to be there. Don't worry. We're all going to. You're going to be qualified.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm about to say, I don't know if I'll be. I'll either be peeled or in off season. We'll figure it out. I might be thick too, so we'll see.
Listen, either way, we'll have a huge pig out session Saturday night.
Either way, I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right, guys. We're gonna fucking head off. Thank you all. And,
pleasure.
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Sorry for being an hour late.
Logan, if we don't see you or talk to you before your show, good luck.
Yeah,
good luck, man.
Thank you.
Good luck, Logan.
I'll see you out there, bud.
I appreciate you guys. I appreciate
see everybody.
guys, man.
Fouad, can I jump on a second with you?
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
All right, see you guys.
Good to see you. See you later, Ben.
See you guys.
See you later.
See you guys.
See you later.